Hello, awards fans. This is an exciting time if you are any awards buff like me, like Ross here, because tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. my time and at 5 a.m. his time is when we will be doing an Oscars live stream for you guys, where we will be going through watching the actual nominations as they come to us and us reacting to them. So to prepare for that, we are doing our final Oscar predictions here. And these are eventually I was wanting to do it before the Oscar nominations came out, but it looks like now I'm gonna have to do this video afterwards. This is not gonna be our fantasy picks. Like I'm gonna make a separate video maybe after we talk about the Oscars tomorrow next week. Our thoughts on the Oscar nominations, maybe break down each category in our own fantasy draft and do like our own fantasy picks of what we would nominate. Um or something along those lines. Uh so we're not doing that today, but today we are going to go through all 24 categories and give you guys um, a breakdown of each category and what we think will win. These are and what we think will be nominated. So these are our list of like 10 for the best picture. These are a list of like 10 films we think will be nominated for every other category. List of 5 that we think will get nominated. And we're playing it like a leaving our wishful thinking out of the door and just
Yeah. Only realistic nominations.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but
And then there,
I'm of course always happy to be joined by the other awards connoisseur, and that
yes,
is
I was 6 years old. Yes, and
Ross.
then I want to bring up something too. Nothing with you. Most people think that that now all the Academy Award voting is done because the nominations come out tomorrow. Actually, technically, the voting has just started. Do you know why?
Well, because they after the nominations are out, they all get to vote on the winners.
Yeah, so most people think that after the nominations are out, then they voted that they know who wins. Nope, nope.
Yeah, they
So this year's gonna be crazy.
But there are some interesting questions I'll bring up too, especially when about release strategy and stuff and release
Yeah,
schedule and everything for certain films. Like for me, I thought of something super. I am going to take risks in some of these categories because there's always destined to be surprises, guys.
yeah, because that one year that Roma was nominated. Remember that
Yeah.
lady got in nowhere.
Oh yeah. And then she just all of a sudden pops up, and that's when you knew, oh shit, they love Roma. So we're gonna talk. I'm gonna maybe talk about a foreign film that could get in for Best Picture, but I'm also gonna bring up another one that I could see having potential only because of its recent release schedule. Like if it didn't do a recent release schedule, then I probably wouldn't talk about it as much. So,
What
um,
would you do though? Let's say you know how Titanic's not getting nominated for foreign language, right?
yeah,
What if it got in for picture? What would you do?
if it got in for picture, or even if Julia Ducournau gets in for Best Director, I may literally scream to the heavens so loud that I will on camera. Ross will then have to take my place as host of this channel because I may actually die of a heart attack. Like I may physically die of a heart attack just from
Just
just
like if
pure
three
joy.
awards happen, I will die of a heart attack, and I'm close to dying of a heart attack already. Do you
Yeah.
which ones?
And Dowd,
If
Chris.
Mask gets a Best Picture nomination, Best Screenplay, or like Jason Isaacs or Ann Dowd or Martha Plimpton get nominated. Even though that they always talk about those three, the other guy was really good too.
Yeah, he was amazing as well. And then obviously, if Kristen Stewart gets nominated, we will jump for joy.
I think
Um,
there's a chance. I honestly think that there's a small, minute chance. Do you know why though? Too? Do you know
why?
why I think she probably wasn't nominated too though?
Why?
Because do you know who was ahead of the BAFTA
Pr-
awards?
Prince William. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So
that is her son. But I guess because it bashes the royal family so much that maybe it would have looked really bad for them to nominate that.
yeah, but yeah, we'll get into it.
And also I don't know how he felt about having an American woman playing his mom. So that could
Yeah.
also be it. Um, but yeah, we'll get into it. So what categories do you want to do? Like start out big and then go small, like what some people do, or do you want to?
No, 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 no. I hate it whenever they start out big and they go small because then I usually turn off halfway through. So,
True.
but if they
So
go small and start big, then I.
we'll start out with we'll do like what they could change it up this year, but we'll do like what the Oscars do, where they start out with a supporting category and then they go into all the other small categories. So we will start out with ladies first. We will start out with supporting actress. And the way that you do this is do you want to like take turns of what we say like in each slot? Like say if I list off someone and then you say like where they are in your slot
Yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um okay, so first off, I guess we'll just say it outright. My number one slot for best actress or best supporting actress is what I assume your number one slot is. That's Ariana DeBose for West
Yes, of
Side
course,
Story.
it's my number one. It's my number one, with the bullet because, like, she was not as good as Rita Moreno, but she wasn't trying to do a Rita Moreno impression, which that would have killed it for me. Like she plays it her own way. Like, especially like we're gonna go into spoilers, since you got the time to see it. When she called Rita Moreno's character a race traitor,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, yeah, she deserves the win.
Yeah, that was and her scene during that was so powerful, and the moment that she sees her, husband, Bernardo, dead and everything, and just her reaction to that, she finds a way to balance. Because at one point, she's so energetic and she's so happy that "I wanna be in America," one of the best scenes in movies ever. But she does that whole scene where she does that musical number, so she's so joyous and happy, and then it takes a sudden shift to where she just has to be pulling out the tears, and she has that beautiful song she sings about forgiveness with Rachel Zegler, and it's so well done. And so I feel like Ariana DeBose, like you get that actor every so often that does a clean sweep at every award show,
Yep.
and I think that's the case here. I think she is.
Oh yeah, to know like this kind of ties into it though because that didn't it kind of like redeem Maddie Ziegler too?
I mean, she barely had a speaking part in it. She
Yeah,
was
but I mean though, but her reaction, to that was amazing. I thought.
Rach. Well, uh, Maddie Ziegler was actually the brown haired girl, not the
Oh, I thought
blonde.
she was the blonde.
No, she was the other one that was at the table.
Oh, okay, then I getting it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Let me see. It was Maddie Ziegler, West Side Story. Um, if they have images on Google of her, that would be like fitting. But I know she was at the scene in the ball. I remember that. But
Okay, I thought she was the blonde haired girl. Like with the one who stopped the door, the one who was looking through the door.
yeah, no, this is because that's what uh she looks like. So yeah, she
Oh,
was.
okay, okay, never mind then.
So
Yeah.
she was that girl's friend, but I will say I do want to see the Fallout with Maddie Ziegler though on HBO. I have not seen that and yet, and from what I've heard that she definitely does make up for.
Yeah, but
Uh,
yeah, so yeah, your number one is my number one. Yeah, of course.
and then what's your number two?
Ooh, see. My number two is actually Kirsten Dunst for Power of the Dog.
Okay, interesting.
even though that I don't think it's a supporting performance. They're putting her there, so
Yeah, she's my number 4, but I'm interested into why she's your number 2.
it's
So
because okay, I think it's more like of a nomination thing. Is because she's never won before. She's done good work. She's in the movie that I think might take it. So yeah, so usually the one that yeah, so and then she wanted to not I don't mean to say it's hard to say that okay, it's not a shocking nomination if she does. Everybody knows that she's going to get nominated, but it's more one of those what? This is her first nomination? I thought she's been nominated before, kind of things.
geez, yeah, and there's a lot of people too that you'll see here that are shockingly, first timers and stuff like that. But that's definitely a surprise because she's a really great actress.
Yeah, because she could have gotten nominated in 1994, I think, honestly,
Yeah,
for
I think,
Interview
I
with the
think so.
Vampire.
Yeah, I could have definitely seen that because wasn't that an Oscar contender?
For
Interview with the Vampire.
makeup.
Oh, makeup. Okay, yeah,
But
but
still, still, I
yeah,
just think that so that's why she's my number 2. I really think that if Ariana DeBose wasn't so amazing, Kirsten Dunst would be winning a lot more.
well, my number 2, and we will talk about this too, and I agree. Kirsten Dunst, she's my number 4, but I thought that she was really great. The only reason she's my number 4 is I think she's a lock to get nominated for Best Supporting Actress, but her not getting the SAG or the BAFTA. Didn't she not get the BAFTA either? Her
I
not
think she
getting.
got the BAFTA. I think she got the BAFTA.
Let me double check, but
But though, but now her not getting the SAG though doesn't really mean anything. Do you know why?
why?
Remember Regina King?
Yeah, that's true. Um, I'm just trying to double check real quick. Supporting actress at the BAFTAs. No, it at the BAFTAs it was Ruth Negga, Ingenue Ellis, Ariana DeBose, Katrina Balfe, Ann Dowd, and Jessie Buckley.
Oh
So
yeah. So then,
so she missed both the BAFTA and the SAG.
oh,
And
you're right.
in the same exact award show where Jesse Plemons, some entirely different actor that hasn't been nominated yet, got a nomination at the BAFTAs. So
He will. He will get it.
so so that's why that's why I have her at number 4, and I'm just a little bit concerned, but I still think she's going to get nominated. I think she's still safe. That's why I have her at number 4. But my number 2 is actually the winner. This is the only person I think that's beaten out Ariana DeBose. The winner at the National Board of Review for Best Supporting Actress, and that is Ingenue Ellis for King Richard, because she has that one scene in it that is
Yeah.
so powerful that everyone just talks about. And sometimes when you have that one scene that's like an Oscar clip, that's usually enough to get you a lot of you know hype for that kind of stuff. So um so Ingenue Ellis, King Richard, I also think is going to be a massive contender
I
in
do
Best
too.
Picture. So I think that it helps that she's in something like that. Um, and she's a well loved actress in the industry, and she's bouncing off really well. I've heard people say well, her performance isn't that memorable because you have Will Smith in the movie. I'm like, I feel like her though. She's you can't have as good of a Will Smith as you have without her
Yeah.
to bounce off of it. So she does it really, really well. And so yeah, Ingenue Ellis is my number 2 pick.
She's my number 3 on Ingenue Ellis. She's good, but I actually think that Simeon Lee was, I forget her name, but she was better, I thought, though.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm looking at Ingenue Ellis too, and she was in one of my favorite comedies,
Which one?
Undercover Brother.
Oh wow. And she was in that show called When They See Us that was on Netflix.
Oh, do you know who she plays though? Do you remember Sister Girl, the one that he falls in love with?
Oh, I do remember that.
That's
Yeah.
her.
Oh wow, that's so cool. I didn't realize that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, but but
Um,
still, she's my number. Angelina Ellis is like my number three. Yeah, it's
okay.
because she was good, but I agree she wasn't that. She had one good scene,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I can see. I agree. My 2 and 3 switched out a lot because my 3 is actually Katrina Balfe for Belfast, because she's been getting in everywhere. Katrina Balfe has just been sweeping nominations, and rightfully so. She's really good in Belfast. Um, but, I that's why I have her so high on my list in the top 3 is because she's really doing a incredible job at scoring her nominations.
yeah, she's my number two.
Nice.
Because I feel like even though that she's not the main character, obviously in Belfast, she's the heart and soul of Belfast.
Okay.
Okay, think of it like this, I'm trying to do the best way. Okay, well, like it's on the Karate Kid,
Yeah.
how Daniel LaRusso is the main character, but Mr. Miyagi is the heart and soul of that
Yeah.
movie.
I agree. I agree with that then. Yeah, I think Katrina Balfe, she's definitely, and I think overall she's the best performance of that movie because that movie, it's a good movie and it has good performances, but none of them really I felt were really Oscar worthy other than hers.
Yeah, because
So
also too I think the problem too is one of those rare instances in movies is where if we were like 25 to 30 minutes longer, it would be a better movie.
yeah, I can understand that. So yeah, because it is definitely, if it were to win, it'd be one of the shortest Best Picture
It
winners
would
in
be
the
the
history.
second shortest. It would be the second shortest ever.
Yeah, because it is a little.
Marty.
Marty is the first. Yeah, it's gonna be. It should have been a little bit longer. Maybe not drive my car long, but it should have still
No, yeah,
been.
yeah. That's why I said like 25 to 3 minutes. Do
But
you know how long Marty is though?
uh, how Marty is? Yeah. Or no,
92.
92. Ooh, whoa, geez, yeah, that's short. Um, for a Best
It's a
Picture
great movie though. I love
winner.
Marty. It stars Mermaid Man in it.
Yeah. Oh my,
God.
Ari, go home and then come join the stream. Don't drive, or at least mute
People do
yourself
not drive, but
or something
like
like that.
Katrina Balfe though is always good. Like she's great in Ford v Ferrari. She was good in her minimal scenes in Super 8,
Yeah. Um.
and she's good in Outlander.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My mom's been getting into Outlander, and she really loves her in that. Now, did you list off your number 4?
I think so. I think I said that. Remember how I said that? That Angelina Ellis was my number 4. I think. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. Andre Ellis. Yeah. So I think we're now on our number 5. So my number 5 slot is is I hate it. I hate it. But sorry, Endowed. I don't have you in my 5th slot. The person I have in my 5th slot has been getting in everywhere, and that is Ruth Nega for Passing.
Same. I just okay. If Ann Dowd was actually nominated, she'd be my number 1. I'd hope she would win.
Oh yeah, same.
But guys, just to give you guys a hint too, we haven't really talked about this yet, but on our fantasy ones, expect math to be everywhere.
Oh yeah.
We are not gonna we're not gonna pull that bullshit about they're all supporting. No.
No, no. I w- I mean, I'm including both Martha Plimpton and Endowed in supporting whenever I do my fantasy picks because the lead top 5 that I have are just so good that I'm like, I don't know if I can get rid of them all, um but Ruth Nega though, I know you didn't see Passing yet, but she was really good in passing. She definitely was the standout in passing, and so it makes me happy that she's been getting all these award nominations, but like Endowed though is on another level. Like I would be okay with maybe getting rid of one of these other people. Like you could still keep Ruth Nega in there if you want to, but I would get rid of one of these other people to get Endowed in there because like but Ruth Nega, she plays her part really, really well. And
What is Passing
um
about? I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
so Passing was a film I got to see it at Sundance last year, and it's a film where this woman played by Ruth Nega is trying to pass off as a white woman because she's black, but her skin tone is extremely light. So she's trying to pass off as a white woman in a world that is very anti, you know, black people during the you know uh, civil rights era, and so it's a really well done look at things, and the way that it's shot by being all in black and white is really fitting to the themes of the movie because it's like kind of um showing how that kind of a lifestyle is very black or white that way of living. So it's really it's really well done, and so I definitely recommend. It's on Netflix, so I definitely recommend Passing. I need to see it again because it's been such a while, and the ending kind of confused me when I first watched it, but I need to see it again to really, you know, get a hold of everything again. So but it's really, really well done. So I definitely recommend Passing. Um, and then now on to, because I mentioned is that, well, first off, just to we're gonna do this in every category, just so people have our know our picks after each category. I'm gonna run them down really quickly. So my number one is Ariana DeBose. Number two is Ingenue Ellis. Number three is Katrina Balfe. Number four is Kirsten Dunst, and then number five is Ruth Nega. What about you?
Okay, my number one is Oriented Bows. Number two is Kirsten Dunst. Number three is Katrina Balfe. Number four is Ingenue Ellis, and then number five is Ruth Nega. Only because like I just think that I just think the other three were stronger. But Ariana
Yeah,
DeBose should win and will win. I think honestly.
agreed. Um, so now on to I wanted to bring this up because we brought up something about makeup and hair. I think it was may have been when we talked about um, the interview with the vampire movie. So
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was a good transition to go into makeup and hairstyling. And so um, I think, and I've have a couple here that might surprise you, but my number one pick I think is what everyone's gonna have, but you may have a different. Number one slot is The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Oh, I don't. I actually have Corella.
Oh, interesting. Okay, nice. So what's your reasoning for Cruella at number one?
Is because like where the care where like okay plus okay it's because like Corella's not a real person, so they
Yeah,
actually they actually like have to like base it off of the old one, like and then they have to like take it from the 60s fashion and they have to combine them. So then and then they actually like have to show like Corella's character change subtly through the clothes, you know. So that's why. Oh, sorry, I mean through the makeup, like her hair and stuff. Like
I
so. Yeah.
yeah, and I definitely have it on my list, but it's actually number five um
Wow.
on
Wow. Yeah. So
on my list because I do think it is really good makeup, and I think as far as what's the most deserving, I think that I would argue it's definitely in the top two as far as the most deserving. But I feel like when you look at Eyes of Tammy Faye, the reason I have that at my number one is because that's prosthetics, a lot of makeup, half the cast is unrecognizable. Not just Jessica Chastain, but your Andrew Garfield,
Vincent D'Onofrio, right?
Vincent
You
D'Onofrio.
know, you
All
okay,
in there.
okay, like, to be honest with you, though, I hope this isn't too mean, though. When I haven't seen Tammy yet, when I saw the trailer, I had to look up and I said, "How are they bringing Philip Seymour Hoffman back in movies? He's dead."
Oh, because he looked like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that. Um, yeah, he looks really good. Everyone looks really good. So that's why Eyes of Tammy Faye is my number one. Where does Eyes of Tammy Faye fall on your list?
Number 3
Number three. Interesting. Okay. Um, so why is it at your three slot?
is because, like, I just think that, like, that the makeup almost comes out as too, almost too over the top. Like, I think that if they done with a more subtle, because like they put in the teeth and the funny makeup, and that's why House of Gucci I don't think is on my list.
Okay, interesting. I have House of Gucci on my list
Yeah, like,
because the Oscars love when there is too much makeup. Like,
yeah, just like they
like
love so much editing, which we'll get into that.
yeah. But my so my number so the number two slot, and I'll be curious to see where it falls on your list is Dune. Um
Dune
because
is my number 4.
number four, okay, cool. Yeah, I have Dune because of what they were able to do with Stellan Skarsgård and the way that he just looked almost unrecognizable in that fat suit and that prosthetics that they used. Plus, not to mention, Dave Batista, the way he looked with that like bleached skin look to him, and the way that I never can think of the guy who played but the guy who played Polka Dot Man and stuff. The way that they covered up like his face, the way that they did. So all the makeup, all the hairstyling, it's very well done in the film. So that's my number two, and you have it at your number four.
Yeah,
Okay. And why does it fall on your number four?
is because like the makeup was there, but it wasn't, now, like it wasn't enough, like it's because like to have good makeup, I really have to think about the makeup too. Like I don't really think of the makeup, I think more of the special effects in the world.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, that's
Um,
my number 4.
but one piece of makeup that I do think about, or that everyone thinks about when they think of this movie, because they think of, the Jared Leto in a fat suit, is House of Gucci. And so I have that as my number three because to me, House of Gucci is one of those that it's the most makeup. They love the most makeup. Jared Leto's wearing a ton of makeup.
Okay, did I tell you my number 2
Um,
yet? Did I say my number 2?
no, what's your two?
Being the Ricardos.
Being the Cardinals did not make my list.
And my number
So
5 is
why
gonna
don't we
shock
have
you.
that?
My number 5 is gonna shock.
But tell me why you have being the Ricardos
Okay,
number
it's
two.
because like that's how you do the subtle makeup. Like Nicole Kidman, it looks like Lucy and herself combined. And then like, like if you like take away Jared Leto's makeup, it would still be a bad performance. And then if you take out Nicole Kidman's makeup, it's still really good. Like so, yeah. So and then they make her look like Lucy, and I'm gonna look up the real Jared Leto's guy to see what he looks like.
Yeah, that yeah, the real guy who Jared Leto's based off of looks nothing like what we get with that movie. So, um, but yeah, I just feel like House of Gucci though. Now, one thing is that I like about your prediction with being the Ricardos is multiple people are behind a lot of makeup. There's not really that with House of Gucci. House of Gucci is like just Jared Leto's show, and that's pretty much it. So I could definitely make an exception for switching it out.
Why is he so fat then? Because the real guy was not fat.
He wasn't. He just looks nothing like the real guy.
That's
Yeah,
the real guy.
he looks nothing like that. It's insane.
And then have you seen what the real
like
Lady Gaga looks like though?
it's like a mockery of him. Was
You
the
guys,
real Lady Gaga
do you know
look
who'd be a better choice?
like? Who?
Did you ever watch George Lopez?
Oh yeah.
Benny, his mom.
Oh yeah. That would. Wow. Yeah. 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 She's way too. I mean, I don't know when the era was, but she's definitely still too like different looking than what
That was
she is.
in 1997, so that was her
Oh,
arrest picture.
okay. And I don't know when the events of House of Gucci take place because I haven't seen it just yet, but I plan to.
Well, though, like it's the same era. Do you know why? Because like they said that was her arrest picture.
Oh, okay. When she was arrested?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So my number 4 is going to well, first off, you've listed your number so you've listed your number 2, your number
One, two, and
3,
three. Remember
1,
three.
2, and 3, yeah. So okay, so my number 4. This is one that's gonna shock you. It's the most makeup probably on this entire list. They love it when you get old people and like when you make yourself look like an old person. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa, that 100-year-old man who, jumped out the window or whatever. This one, Coming to America, I have in best makeup. Where does that fall on your list? Is it on your list?
Nope, because we done my 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 is gonna shock you. You'll be happy though.
Okay. Well, what's your number 5?
The Suicide Squad.
Oh, yes. I hope so. I hope so.
Yes. Only because, like, the Suicide Squad won before, and then the makeup, like Polka Dot Man,
Harley Quinn, yeah.
Harley Quinn, yes, and then
So
Weasel, because half of it was actually, him in a suit.
wow. So yeah, I would scream for joy if
And then
that
Ratcatcher won, remember?
if that gets in. I would prefer that gets in more than House of Gucci or Coming to America. But
Because Coming to America
um,
was not good, but the makeup was okay.
I mean, it didn't. And also, the way I'm looking at it too is the first Coming to America movie got an Oscar win for best makeup. So it's a big deal whenever you get your uh you know old men in
If
makeup
if
or whatever.
if there was a worst special
Um,
effects, and Ari disagrees with me, Coming to America would be on the worst special effects list.
oh wow, interesting.
Because did you ever see it?
I never did. No.
It has some of the weirdest de-aging effects, and Ari said they were amazing.
Well, hey, speaking of, that is a good transition into visual effects. So, but before that, let's list off our 5 here for makeup and hair. I have uh, so my number 1 was The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Number 2 is Dune. Number 3 is House of Gucci. Number 4 is Coming to America, and number 5 is Cruella. So, uh,
Number 1 is Corella. Number 2 is number 2 I think was Tammy Faye.
yeah, it was.
Number 3 was Dune. And I think my number 4 was I forget what my 4 was, but
I'm using gold. Well, what were the 5 on your list? You had
number 1 was number 1 was Cruella. Number 2 was Eyes of Tammy Faye. Number 3 was Dune. And then one was Cruella, 2 was Being the Ricardos.
that was it. Yeah.
3 was Tammy Faye, 4 was Dune, and then 5 was Coming to 5 was the Suicide Squad. And then you see, look, That's what I'm talking about for the worst special effects.
Oh, yeah, that's not great.
Ari said that those de-aging effects look amazing.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, no, not even a little bit, huh?
No.
Especially Arsenio Hall.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Murphy is fine, but Arsenio Hall does not look that good.
Ugh.
Eugh, no.
Yeah, that looks awful. Right.
Um, so good transition to visual effects. Our number one in visual effects, it's everyone's number one. It's Dune. There's no topping Dune in visual effects. That's clearly the number one there. Um,
We should
uh,
have a debate though about visual effects because I remember a few years ago, I think it was Soul that actually that was on the visual effects short list. Remember that?
yeah, I remember something like that. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. So it's like, and Cuba and the Two Strings, didn't that get like a nomination for visual effects
I
or
never
something?
saw it though. Was it good? Kubo?
It was really good, but I was like, I guess animation counts, I guess. I'll have to, you know, see, but I guess that counts. But yeah, our number ones are Dune. My number two is The Matrix Resurrections.
That's my number 5.
Okay, interesting. So what's your number two? Where's that?
My number
Oh, for you.
2 is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, I actually don't have Spider-Man on my list. I probably should
I'm
switch it
gonna have a
out,
few Marvel
but
movies. Eternal's not on my list, but okay, numbers, 2, 3, and 4 are gonna surprise you. You know how Spider-Man's on there, right?
yeah, yeah,
And then my number 3 is Shang-Chi,
yeah.
and 4 is No Time to Die.
Shit, I forgot to put No Time to Die
Do
on
you know
here.
why I'm
Oh,
only putting No Time
damn.
to Die on there? Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's actually there.
And it has gotten in some places. Damn. Okay, so my number two was Matrix Resurrections. But my because it's just like it's been getting in everywhere. It relied a lot on its visuals. I'm gonna change out my number three. My number three I had as Free Guy. I'm gonna take Free Guy off the list now, and I'm gonna put in No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, too. You know about the movie Kubo, right?
yeah,
Do you know how the guy is not like earning big money, directing?
yeah,
He doesn't need the money though.
really. Wow.
Well, no. I mean, when your dad is the co-founder of Nike,
Oh yeah, no.
I'm gonna go to the
Um,
bathroom real quick, okay? And I'm
oh
gonna go
yeah,
get
that's fine.
with you.
So yeah, uh, dang, I didn't think about putting No Time to Die in there, but I have it saved in there now. Hold up, guys. I'm just gonna go stop my camera real quick. I need to just go grab my phone charger. Okay, I'm back, guys. See, I wasn't gone long. It's okay. I know
And
y'all
I'm back.
missed my pretty. Nice.
Was I gone long?
So perfect timing. Well, I had to step away for a little bit too, so that was perfect timing. But so yeah, so my number so I agree that the No Time to Die effects, they were actually there, so that's why that's my number three. My number four is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I thought that was you know, that's been getting in so many places, and it's a well-beloved Marvel movie. Now, my number five, I'm willing to have a debate with you.
Yeah.
I'm willing to trade it off with Spider-Man if you can tell me why I should trade it off with Spider-Man. Number 5, I have Ghostbusters Afterlife because it's gotten in at the BAFTA for visual effects. They I think it may have gotten in a few other places too, so I have Ghostbusters Afterlife in there right now, but I'm willing to switch it out if I have a good argument to go against why I shouldn't have it in there.
Because okay, it's because like can we talk spoilers or no?
At this point, yeah, you can.
Harold Ramis's Ghost didn't look the greatest, right?
True.
William Dafoe and Alfred Molina's de-aging looked amazing.
That's a good point. And I did hear some people complain about No Way Home's effects, but they were never the de-aging part.
They were never like Black Panthers, you know.
Yeah.
They were never like that, you know, at the ending, you know, that final fight. They were never that bad.
Oh yeah, no. And I think that, you know, if they're gonna want to nominate Spider-Man somewhere, and it's not gonna get in anywhere else. So I feel like this would be the best place for it to get in at. Um, so that's why I think that I can see that argument. So now my number 1 running down is Dune. Number 2 is Matrix Resurrections. Number 3 is No Time to Die. Number 4 is Spider-Man No Way Home. And number 5 is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So, what is your list?
Number 1 is Dune. Number 2 is, you know, is Shang-Chi. 3 is Spider-Man. 4 is No Time to Die. And then 5 is, you know, is 5 you know, and I forget what I gotta think what my 5 is. So, you know, I don't have anything to write this down with, you know, it was all in my head, but now my head's all, you know, but you know, my number 5 number 5 is yeah. You know, my 5, I'm actually gonna change it up. I'm gonna put Godzilla versus Kong.
I really hope you're right because that has some really great effects. Why are you putting that at your 5 though?
Because I think that, you know, the Mecha Godzilla looked like really cool, you know, with how much CGI it was. It actually looked like a practical effect, you know, like in a CGI movie, you know, like you know that's CGI, but it looked really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, but even though that Godzilla versus Kong ain't getting anywhere
And
else.
and Kong Skull Island got nominated for visual effects. So,
Kong Skull Island did not deserve a PG-13 though.
it wouldn't be R, I don't think,
Oh
but
yeah, it would.
for its blood.
Remember the scene with the giant monster went through the guy's mouth?
Yeah, that's a good point. Um, but yeah, it was pretty brutal. But yeah, so that's what I have for visual effects. So next up is one that I feel coincides with visual effects well, and that's sound. Just sound. Um, so in the best sound categories, I think our number 1 pick again is what we're gonna have as our number 1 and that's Dune. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw this thing in a theater and it was so loud. It was so well done.
You know, since
The
I'm an
set,
audio, since I'm studying film, you know, to be an audio guy, I know a lot about sound now. And then, you know, Dune sound is amazing. And my number 2, I almost thought about switching out to be my number 1, but now Dune has a better sound though, barely.
what's I'm then what falls under your number 2?
No Time to Die.
Yeah, No Time to Die is definitely a great sound contender. It's really great, but yeah, Dune. There was just something about Dune that was just otherworldly with its sound and its technicals. I think it's going to be like a Mad Max Fury Road where it sweeps in all the technical categories. Um, and so to me, I have that at number 1. No Time to Die actually falls under number 3.
Wow, really?
I could switch it out if I have a good reason as to a good argument again as to why I should not have West Side Story at number 2.
Because it's the action. Like action sound is a lot harder to recreate. And then the
Yeah.
scene with the motorbike inside the city.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'll switch that to number 2, but my number 3 though is West Side Story because of, the whole thing of it being a musical. It,
Yeah.
it has loud dance numbers, loud dance musical numbers, stuff like that. Um and so and even the action scenes and stuff are that are in that movie have really great sound in them.
So I have a
So,
question for you about West Side Story, though. Not about the sound, but your opinion.
yeah.
Do you think it's really one of the best remakes ever?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the original.
And
It's
you
for
love the
sure.
original, huh?
Yeah, that that's
Okay,
debatable.
okay, but but still, yeah, you're right. But my number 5 will surprise you. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you when I get to my 3 and 4, though.
Yeah, I'll my number 5 might surprise you too, um, but where does West Side Story on your list?
It's actually not.
Oh, interesting.
I love
Um,
West Side Story, though, but
yeah. Uh, well, my number 4 is, Belfast.
that's my number 3.
Okay, cool, yeah. I have Belfast at number 4 because of the scene where they're breaking into that place, and there's a few action set pieces here and there, and those are what really, I guess, are getting people when it comes to sound. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't really see it as a sound contender myself personally.
Neither do I. But
There's some others I'd put in there any day over Belfast, but it's gotten in anywhere, everywhere. I mean, so I think it's a pretty much a lock. Uh, so number 5, I wanna hear what it is from you
wait,
first.
you haven't heard my number 4 yet, though, either.
Oh, yeah, what's your number 4 then?
Don't Look Up.
Interesting. Okay, tell me why number
It's because like the sound of the meteor is cool, and then like even though that the editing itself gave me a headache, the sound was amazing. Like it wasn't a tenant situation where you couldn't hear the characters; you could hear the characters perfectly fine. And now and then the sound, like of the characters walking, and then like the scenes where the characters like talking to a microphone actually sound like they're talking into a microphone. And I like so then it actually had amazing sound for an okay movie. You know,
Yeah, and I saw it in the theater, and it did have some really good sound.
I never saw it in the theater.
I'm not gonna lie, like, seeing it in a theater, the sound really did, uh, help, um but I guess just coming off of West Side Story recently, that's why I have it on my list, but, instead of Don't Look Up, but I can definitely see why Don't Look Up made your list, because it does have some good sound in there. I wish they did what they did with the sound with the editing and made it just as good,
Yeah,
but,
yeah, 'cause it actually gave me a headache.
they didn't. But, uh, so number 5, my number 5, I don't know if it's the same as yours, but my number 5 is A Quiet Place Part 2.
Not on my list.
Now, it got in at the BAFTAs, and I know this is probably my biggest risk take that you will see, or one of my biggest risk takes that you will see during this, but it's just like the first A Quiet Place got in for sound, and people were floored by it, and I feel like there's still that effect here with A Quiet Place Part 2, not as much because the first one was just something we've never seen before, but I feel like there's still something there that is making this film stick out. So I feel like A Quiet Place Part 2 gets in, but I could be wrong. So what's your number 5 then?
Number 5 too is a risk too.
Okay.
It is actually the most sound film that no one's talking about. For sound,
Interesting. Okay.
Coda.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good pick because Coda with all the deaf scenes that they have to do in there where they make things go silent, stuff like that. I feel like Coda is a very worthy pick. It's like Sound of Metal in a way almost.
Yeah, which
Um,
one do you think is better though, Coda or Sound of Metal? Because I can't pick.
yeah, that's hard. That's really hard. I have to think about that one. Um, A Quiet Place Part Two is my number five. Coda's your number five. So running down my top five again, I have Dune at number one. Two, I have No Time to Die. Three, I have West Side Story. Four, I've got Belfast, and five, I have A Quiet Place Part Two. And then running down your top five.
Number one is Dune. Number two is No Time to Die. Number three is Don't Look Up. Wait, no. Yeah, number three is
No, that was your number four.
yeah, three is Belfast.
Yeah.
Four is Don't Look Up, and number five is Coda.
Nice. I really hope you're right about some of those picks, but we will
I don't
find that we will
know.
find out tomorrow. So, next up is going into another kind of a design thing, I guess you could say. Let's go into production design.
I think
So,
it's gonna have the same number one, probably.
well, my number one is Dune. Is it the
That's
same?
my number one. That's my number
All
one.
right. Yep. I just think with the world that they built and everything that they encapsulated into this film, the ships, the the palaces, everything that they made, I feel like it's just so otherworldly. I've already described it as that, but it's true. I think it's so otherworldly that I think that it gets in, and I think it's my number one. It's my number one pick um for production design. Why is it your number one for that? The same reasons?
Dune, yeah. It's because like how they built the other world.
Yeah, same. Now number two. I wonder if we are having differences here. I've got Nightmare Alley.
I haven't seen Nightmare Alley yet, so it's not on my list.
All right. Well, I have Nightmare Alley because of the whole scenes of like the circus areas and the shows that they do and how they build those sets. There's a whole scene where he goes into like a little tent and it has all this like a mouth thing opens up that they build up, and then they have all these little prop dummy things in there. So
Yeah.
like so they've built a lot of cool stuff here for the set. Um
Do you see me
and
liking Nightmare Alley or no?
I see you I could see you liking it. I think that I don't think you'll love it, but I think you will like it. Um
Okay. Yeah.
but
My number two
yeah.
is gonna surprise you. I think it's West Side Story.
That's on my list. That's actually at my number 4.
Only because it's like how they recreated like 1950s New York, and then like anytime you can make a piece of architecture a character is always a good thing in my mind, because like the balcony is a character in West Side Story.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
so
didn't they build, like, most of the buildings and stuff too in that
yes,
movie?
they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and he could have just like faked it with CGI, but I think Steven Spielberg actually said, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, he's the type of director who goes all for it, and at his stage in his career, I mean, he might as well.
He can do whatever he wants to.
At this point, definitely. So that's interesting. Yeah, West Side Story to me it stuck out a lot to me with not just how they re-encapsulated New York and everything, but even some of the like the ball and how they designed that and how they designed other things, like it all looks really great and really
Two,
authentic.
two. Now, like I've seen some movies, is actually like where they literally like build the sets, but they don't have a lived-in quality.
Yeah.
This movie has a lived in quality to it. Like it's been there for years.
Oh yeah. My number 3, for what I think will get nominated for production design, is actually The French Dispatch.
Haven't seen it yet, so it's not on my list.
It's Wes Anderson. So Wes Anderson, he's always making great production designs. And if we were doing a fantasy pick, this may even be my number 1. Like this is probably the best production design he's done since Grand Budapest Hotel. Like it's it's phenomenal, and I really
Hasn't he
think
done a movie since Grand Budapest, though?
he's done Iowa Dogs,
Oh
but
yeah,
but then I guess that was like, yeah, I guess that was his only other movie ever since Grand Budapest. Um but yeah, so The French Dispatch to me is number 3. It was a great one. So what is your number 3 then?
my number 3 is Being the Ricardos.
Okay, interesting. That's a
Because like it's how they actually like made they like recreated the set from I
yeah.
Love Lucy, and then
Oh yeah.
like the long and then the waiting rooms, like and then the phones, like those phones probably are not that easy to, huh?
Oh yeah, no. That's a good pick. Because nostalgia is a big thing. So nostalgia definitely plays heavy when it comes to certain movies. Um, and that played true for those who grew up with I Love Lucy for Being the Ricardos. Um,
It makes me too. It makes me like want them to do like other movies like Being the Ricardos. About like the making of the TV show.
yeah, that'd be really cool.
Like imagine a Andy Griffith one.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be really fun.
I think I know like when they could set it too.
When
Don Knotts' final week.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good. Who would you get to play Don Knotts though?
Ooh,
That'd be
I know who would
um,
be good.
who?
I got 2 actors. Bill Skarsgård if he was a little bit shorter,
Ooh, yeah.
and then Will Poulter.
Oh yeah, Will Poulter. I could see him pulling off a Don Knotts. That's actually not a bad
And
pick
then
either.
like Ansel Elgort as Andy Griffith.
Well, I don't know if that can happen now, unfortunately, with what the allegations against him. Um,
Yeah, but he'd be good Andy Griffith, huh?
he would. So as I said, my number 4 is West Side Story. What was your number 4?
My number 4 is a movie I haven't seen just based off the trailer, and that is Licorice Pizza.
Oh, I hope this happens because this is like that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood pick.
Yeah, because it looks like the 70s. My mom was surprised by
Yeah,
and my number, yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
I will be watching it very
Licorice,
soon. Licorice
yeah,
Pizza.
Licorice Pizza is such a great production design.
You
Like
think
it's not.
you think I'd be bored by it or
Oh,
no?
oh no, no. Did you like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Then you'll probably love this. Just think of it as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just with just a little bit less of the whole violent stuff. Like it's not really any of that, but it has that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Actually, it's kind of more like Dazed and Confused, actually, is what it
Is
feels like.
it like Almost Famous too?
Yeah, like Dazed and Confused, Almost Famous, one of those things where it's just sort of like a hangout movie, but it's done in a really, really really, really great way.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, that did not make my list, but I hope it gets in. That would be a pleasant surprise. My number 5, I actually have The Tragedy of Macbeth. Um,
Oh crap! But I'm not changing mine, because ours is in the same vein. My number 5.
yeah, my number 5 I have as at number 5 because it's Shakespeare. Shakespearean adaptations are always. I haven't seen it yet myself personally. I plan on seeing it for the Oscars, uh, but The Tragedy of Macbeth, though, like all these Shakespearean plays are always so big and lively, and that's heavily due to the production design. So, so yeah, I really think that it is that it's going to get in there. And so I'm curious to know what your number 5 is.
The Last Duel.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
That's why I said like Arthur in the same vein.
But it's just not. It did not perform well at all. I just don't know.
I know, but neither did Licorice Pizza, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
Yeah, like the
Licorice
last.
Pizza was not as big of a budget. Like The Last Duel, I think was like a $100-something million movie.
Yeah, but
And
but still, it's still Licorice Pizza. I mean, like the Last Duel, though, like they make it feel like it's the 1300s. And
yeah,
no, like even though that the accents are, like I love the designs of the castles. And
oh
now
yeah,
and then like whenever I think of the movie, though, I'll think of like Matt Damon's half masks thing he wore.
oh yeah, yeah. That was great.
Do you know what almost made my list? It was
Um,
Cyrano. Cyrano
Yeah,
almost made my list.
Cyrano. I actually had it in my list today, and then I swapped it out for Tragedy Macbeth at the last minute. And
Me
I don't
too.
know.
I after I watched the trailer for The Last Duel, I was like, yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta switch it out.
I don't know if we will regret that choice or not, but I think that Cyrano does get in somewhere else, but I don't know if it gets in here. So
I think it gets in, a few places, but
I just think the release strategy was not
the best.
the best. I think their release strategy really made them shoot themselves in the foot.
Because like I honestly, and I hardly ever say this, like if it had come out like now, like before the award stuff, it would be getting talked about, as a front runner for everything.
Probably, yeah. But it's just because it's not even out yet. It's like a limited release, and it's going to come out nationwide in February. So I really feel like that they kind of shot themselves in the foot by releasing it in the way they did. So next up, um, well, real quick, running through my production design, I've got again Dune, Nightmare Alley, French Dispatch, West Side Story, and Tragedy Macbeth in that order. And then for you,
Dune, West Side Story, lit. Number 3 is being the Ricardos. 4 is Licorice Pizza.
and then Last Duel.
Yeah.
Cool. So next up is costume design. And for me, my number one, I don't know if it's going to surprise you or not. My number one for costume design was your number one for makeup, and that is Cruella.
Cruella's my number 1 only because Spencer I don't think is going to get in.
No, Spencer's done. But Cruella, though, I think that it's about making costumes. It's about costume making, and I think that they're really a sucker for that type of stuff in costume designs. And it has some really great costumes, like from the fire costume to even the newspaper costume that she makes. All those stuff. I think that's really well done. So I have to give it to Cruella at number one. Now my number two runner up is Dune.
Yep,
Um,
that's my number 2.
yep, because Dune just being the whole uh like sci-fi esque costumes that they make and all that stuff, and it's really I feel really added to the lore of of the world. Why it would is that why you have Dune at your number two?
Yes, and then like I know we shouldn't do this, but based on the description of the book, the costumes were perfect.
Nice, yeah, I agree. So number three, I've got as West Side Story.
That's my number
So
3.
wow, we are tit for tat, same right now. No change. So, um, so yeah, number three, I have West Side Story because uh, again, they really captured the essence of the original, and part of that has to do with the costuming. But then they also added some new flavors to the costume design that I thought was immaculate
And like
and
I
very
bet
well
you
done.
missed though his yellow blazer.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the yellow blazer, so I need to go
No, no, no,
back.
no, no. I said, I bet you missed that in the original.
Oh, miss. Oh, huh.
But the reference to it though was good though.
It was, yeah, and I thought that speaking of yellow, I thought her yellow dress that she wore, Ariana DeBose, I thought that that was really beautiful and just and it really adds to the overall nature of the film. So I gotta give it to West Side Story for number three. I wonder if you're four, if you're number four, and my number four are gonna be the same. I've got Cyrano.
Yep.
Wow, nice. Yep. I have Cyrano in there because just watch the trailers, guys, and you will be like, yeah, that's a top five for the Oscar type of contender. And I would put it at number one if it came out differently, but I
But
think
it's still a
because of the
great movie, and we'll finish watching it, huh?
but I yeah, but I do think that Cyrano gets in there because just the costume is some of the best parts of the movie. Um, and so that's my number four. Um, now our number five may be a little bit different. My number five right now I have Nightmare Alley.
Yeah, my number 5 is Being the Ricardos
Okay, interesting. So
because it's the whole like nostalgia and like recreation.
yeah, I agree with I can definitely understand with that the recreation and nostalgia. That's why they're nominating West Side Story and partially with Cruella and other things. But um but yeah, Nightmare Alley though, one of the big I mean, I feel like every year they have that one that's like I mean, Rooney Mara dressed well and stuff, but they always have those men in suits categories, and a lot of it is men in suits, but their suits are really nice and they're really well
I
done.
could also qualify though for Being the Ricardos too.
Yeah, true. But there was those other girls in dresses too, like the Nicole Kidman and a few of the other uh, girls there. Rooney Mara and Kate Blanchett, even Kate Blanchett kind of dressed masculine in the movie, um, but they all did do dress up well. So who knows? I may regret that choice come Oscar night or Oscar morning, um, but yeah, for right now, that's my top five. So I have at number one, Cruella, number two, Dune, number three, West Side Story, number four, Cyrano, and then number five is Nightmare Alley, and then your top five.
Number 1, we have our top. I have
It's pretty much all the same. Yeah, our
for 5. I put so for 5 I put Being the Ricardos. Because it's
yeah,
just so good.
yeah,
Being the Ricardos.
it is. So next up is another kind of visual appealing category, and that's cinematography. So number one, I think it's safe to say Dune. It's just sweeping everywhere. It's going to sweep technicals. It's going to sweep here. That's my number one pick
Yeah.
for cinematography.
I think that we'll be looking at an upset because that's not my number 1. It's my number. Dune is my number 2.
Interesting. What's your number one?
Tragedy of Macbeth.
And that's my number two. So interesting. It switches on itself. So why is that your number one then?
Is because like the aspect ratio looks like it's off, and the Academy loves that. It looks like a different black and white than Belfast. You know, yeah. So like it's a different black and white than Belfast. So yeah,
Yeah. Um, I that's my number two for a reason, but I just think the cinematography of Dune, I think people came away just being blown away by how it looked in the theater. And I think the whole thing is, I mean, both of these have this positive and negative. Both did release in theaters, and they also both release on streaming platforms. So it's a matter of how you see it, I guess, because some people may like one more than the other. If they saw Dune in the theater and they saw Tragedy Macbeth on Apple TV Plus, they may kind of
I
look
just
at
saw
it
the
that way.
trailer for. I haven't seen Drive to Make That yet, but I
Yeah.
did though. Like see the trailer in theaters, so it looked pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it looks really beautiful, and I'd be fine with that as an upset. So my number 3 though is The Power of the Dog. Is that your number 3?
Yeah, that's my number three. Like
Okay.
the cinematography is amazing in The Power of the Dog.
It is. The wide shots, the landscapes, the way that they Power of the Dog was really well done. My number 4 is another black and white film. No, it's not Come On, Come On. No, it's not Passing. It's Belfast at number 4.
Yeah, my Belfast is my number four too.
Nice. So we're pretty much, other
Yeah,
than
my
our
number
1 and 2,
five
we're
though
pretty
might
much
number five might surprise you though.
but yeah, number 4 I have as Belfast. It's just they love black and white. I don't really think I like the cinematography. I would put something else in there over that, but like Last Night in Soho or something, um but I mean it's good. That's but I don't know. It's one of those that I feel is kind of overhyped in this category. But my number 5 is West Side Story.
Mine too.
Hey,
It's
nice. So
because it's because like the way they point the camera at the very end.
oh yeah, that. But also it's like whenever they're walking into that building to do the fight, and you see the camera hanging over them, it's just their shadows and stuff
Yes,
like
and
that
then
walking towards each other.
the scene in the
Um,
Winter Wonderland too.
Yeah, yeah. So there's so many good shots in that. So yeah, we're pretty much the same guys. Other than he has Tragedy Macbeth at 1, I have Dune at 1, but our rest is Power of the Dog, Belfast, and West Side Story. So we all match up pretty well in these last 2 categories. Um, so next up is one I know you're looking forward to, and that is best editing. Let's get to it. So my number 1 for best editing, again, I think it's Mad Max Fury Roading it, and I have Dune at number 1 for editing.
I do too, but because I
Nice.
there was a movie that I preferred the editing to a little bit more, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come back when I'll switch it. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Last Night in Soho to me was the best edited movie, and I think that Summer of Soul, which might pop up in which I was considering taking one of these out for, you know, I might actually do that. I might take out one of those and put in I don't know, should I though? Nah, I'm gonna keep in what I have, but I might regret it. But because they've never really nominated documentary editing for, um, but yeah. So Dune, I just it is long takes, but it's really well done long takes, and I feel like that was a big part of it. My number 2 for editing is one I know you hate, and that's Don't Look Up.
yeah.
Where does that fall on your list?
My number three.
Yeah. I just thought that, it's just the most edited, and because it's the most edited, it's just so choppy and all over the place,
It literally gave me a headache.
they love the most edited movies. They loved Vice, they loved Bohemian Rhapsody, they love the most edited stuff, and so I'm I'm not shocked that this is getting editing noms. Um, I would be so happy if like Summer of Soul was to replace Don't Look Up or something come Oscar morning.
Tomorrow morning, yeah.
Um, so my number 3 is another one with a bunch of long takes, and that is The Power of the Dog.
Not on my list for best editing though.
I can understand that because it is a very slow burn and it
No, no,
takes
no, no,
its
no. I
time
love
doing a lot of things. Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying like a lot of people may look at that for editing and they may not vote for it because of that. But for me, I think that just the long takes that they do, I think is really, really well done and enough to get into editing because it's hard to edit long takes. And I feel like they do that really well. But what do you have at your number three?
me. My number 3 is Coda.
Coda, nice. Okay.
I actually think that Coda. Wait, no, no, no. 3 is don't No Time to Die.
Oh, No Time to Die. I almost had it on my list, yeah, but I didn't put it on my
Thing I
list.
thought was amazing. This year was not for edited movies though either.
Yeah, and I mean, and we will definitely get like, um, I feel like No Time to Die is like Star Wars: The Force Awakens this year, to where it doesn't have to get a Best Picture to pop into Best Editing. Um, so I feel
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, because No Time. If they had cut off like 15 minutes, it would be the best movie of the year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's no way it deserved. There's no way that it deserved to be a lot of
Yeah,
top.
no, 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 not at all. So yeah, my number. Um, where was I? I was yeah, my number four. I have as it's been getting in everywhere. It's making me so happy because it's one of the best edited movies of the year, and that is Licorice Pizza.
I haven't seen it yet, so it's not on my list. But yeah,
Um, it's the its editing is a lot like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where it does have those long. It spends a lot of time with certain scenes, but there's a scene. I don't want to spoil it. There's a scene with a involving a big like Mack truck type thing that Alana Haim has to drive in there. The editing of that scene is so well done. That's enough to push it to uh, being in the top five. So I think that that gets in. So what's your number four then?
my number 4 is.
Oh, is your number four is Coda?
You remember I switched it out with No Time to Die for my number 3. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So why do you have Coda at your number four?
It's because if the cuts know when to take their time and they know when to be fast.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
It's very well done.
if it's a serious scene, they'll linger on, like that scene on the truck bed.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And
so
then
good.
the scene when and the scene inside the bedroom, that was quick because that scene was a joke scene.
Yeah, and I feel like they really fit. Like they know whenever it's an emotional scene, they spend longer with it. Whenever it's a humorous scene, they spend shorter time with it because it's like it fits for the tones that they're trying to go for.
But
Um,
they're like it's like an emotional scene where it is short.
yeah.
That one scene on the boat.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good point. That was
But
kind of a
still,
short.
but this film was the best edited film I've seen. I saw, I mean, it's not, I don't think it really has a real chance of winning. But but still, it makes me, I gotta rewatch Coda, but I remember it was my number 3 of the year. So yeah, but still, it's not flashy editing, which is why it probably won't win, but it should, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think that it should be nominated on here, especially over my number five, which I have as Belfast.
My number 5 is Belfast too.
I don't really remember the editing of Belfast. I remember me being like, "There's really not much editing here," like, but I guess because it was so short. But I don't know. But it's been getting in a lot of other places for editing, and I just and it's a Best Picture contender, and it's a major competitor in Best Picture. So I
Am
feel
I the
like
one that thinks that maybe there could be like a longer cut of Belfast out there?
It could be. The Blu-ray hasn't come out yet, so maybe it's on the Blu-ray.
No.
Something.
I mean like a 2 hour and 15 minute cut or something. Because it feels like there was a lot left out.
But yeah, and I know sometimes Blu-rays will release like director's cuts, so I'm curious to see if they'll
I don't think they'll do it just
do
yet
that.
because the Oscars haven't come out yet. And they usually like to wait.
Yeah, they like to usually wait until after the Oscars to release Blu-rays and everything.
No. I
Then,
mean, the Blu-ray's coming
um,
out, but I mean, like the special Blu-rays. They usually wait a few years.
oh yeah, that's a good point. We have J Man here saying J Man Records, his music channel. Go check that out, guys. Saying, "What up, Wolfman? What is up,
Hey.
J Man? Hope you're doing well." Um, but yeah, our editing is pretty much in line, other than two, because
And
I have number one is Dune, number
oh yeah,
two is Don't Look Up, three is Power of the Dog, four is Licorice Pizza, and five is Belfast. And then for you, you have um, Dune, and then what was your number two?
remember it's No Time to Die.
No Time to Die, and then Don't Look Up was number three, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was number three, and then you have Coda at number four, and then Belfast. So we were in line mostly with each other there, just
yeah, but
places.
there's some categories though where I'm not gonna have a lot to say, because I haven't seen all of them.
Yeah. But the point of this game is even if you haven't seen it from word of mouth or previous awards or other things
I mean,
to
I can do it with the bigger ones, like this. But I'm talking about,
yeah.
like best documentary short. I haven't seen
Oh,
that.
yeah, those things, yeah, no. Well, but we will get to
But there
those.
was a good one though that from a few years ago that you should recommend. That's like 20 minutes long. It's called Period End of Sentence.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Um, so for best score, I unfortunately do not have the best score of the year getting in here.
Neither do
Um,
I.
but my number one for score is actually Dune because it's Hans Zimmer. He hasn't won since The Lion King. I think that people are gonna want to give him another award again. And I remember when seeing this in theater and the score just bellowing, and I remember when I came out, everyone was raving about the score. So I feel like Dune is gonna take it. What's your number one?
My number one is Dune, but I don't think it should win, but I think it will win.
I agree. I agree. I mean, obviously
No, no,
Spencer
no, no,
should,
no, 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 no. I mean, out of the nominees, even I don't think it will. I don't think it
yeah,
should. You know why? I think my
'cause-
number two should win.
which is Power of the Dog.
Yes.
Same in my number two. I agree.
Oh, okay. Like I watched the Being in the Carlos trailer again, right?
Yeah.
If they use that score in the movie, it would be my number one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Do you have Being the Ricardos on your list?
I think I have it 3 or 4. I'm wait, yeah, I think it's number 4. Yeah,
Okay.
because like like it's in the trailer, it's a slow down version of the theme song.
Oh, that should have been what they used. That would have been really cool.
Let's see. Ba, da, 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 da.
Uh, yeah, that's really great. My number three though, um, I do not have Being the Ricardos on my list. I think that was a BAFTAs thing only because they will sometimes do that where they'll nominate a film standalone and it'll be kind of weird and you'll be like, what the fuck? Why'd you nominate that? So I think that was the case here. So my number four, or my number three, is The French Dispatch,
Mm,
uh,
uh,
because it's Alexander Desplat. He's done all the other Wes Anderson scores out there and stuff. So, it's so obviously you have to put him in because it's Alexander Desplat. He's he's a very critically acclaimed composer. Um, do you have this on your list?
No, I don't. But I think my number 3 is West Side, because I know that it probably won't get nominated because the score is gorgeous still, even to this day. Because I haven't seen a lot of movies that really like spoke to me in score, except for Dune and Power of the Dog.
Yeah. And I hope West Side Story would get in there for score other than my number 4, which is Don't Look Up. I
Oh
don't
yeah, I don't remember the score for that.
I don't either. It's forgettable score, but apparently Nicholas Britell has been getting in everywhere for Don't Look Up. And uh so
Next year though, do you guys hope gets in for score already?
what?
The Batman.
Oh yeah, because that sounds really.
Have you heard the Batman theme, right? The new
I've heard
one?
I've heard I've heard that theme. Yeah, I haven't heard the Riddler theme yet.
Oh, okay. It's because like Ari thinks I'm crazy. It's like it's literally a combination of Dark Knight, B9, and the end together.
Oh wow, cool.
But
I
yeah, but Johnny
um
Greenwood's other score should be nominated though.
it should be because my number 5 I have as Encanto.
I haven't seen Encanto yet, so I don't have a number 5 this year. I don't think.
Um I have it at number 5 because it was very beautiful score, and because I haven't seen Parallel Mothers. If I've seen Parallel Mothers, I might put that in my 5 because that's been getting in for scores some places, but I'm putting it in Encanto just because I've seen it and because it's already as a front runner and animated,
Yeah,
so that might help it. But what do you have at number 5?
I don't have a 5.
Oh, you don't have it? Well, you have to have a 5.
I mean, I couldn't pick one. I couldn't find one that was really good. That was worth it.
Well, for the sake of this game, what do you think you could throw in there for 5?
No Time to Die. Because I remember the score was okay.
Yeah. And remember, you don't really have to have seen it to put a film in there, so, um
Did Licorice Pizza have a score? No.
it did, but it's more well known for its, like, oldies soundtrack and
Yeah,
stuff like
I know.
that.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
so,
Nicholas
oh,
Patel this year.
actually, no, Licorice Pizza, it was Johnny Greenwood. Licorice Pizza is actually one of my favorite scores of the year because there's a certain score that they play that do, 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 do.
Yeah,
It's
two.
so pretty.
Nicholas Patel though, I'm a fan of his. He's really good.
What else has he done?
Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Okay. He did New York, I Love You.
Nice.
12 Years a Slave.
Oh, I thought that was Hans Zimmer.
No.
Oh, okay.
It says additional music by
Oh, okay.
The Big Short,
Yeah,
Moonlight,
nice.
Vice,
Wow,
The King, Cruella,
wow.
Don't Look Up, and then you heard the Succession theme, right?
Oh, yeah, Nicholas Patel did
That's what
that,
made me
yeah.
a fan. And then he's doing Carmen. It comes out this year.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm so he is a really good composer, even though I don't remember the Don't Look Up score. I'll probably go and try to listen to it after this is done so I can try to remember,
Yeah.
what it sounds like, but, so yeah, my number 1 is Dune, number 2 is Power of the Dog, number 3 is French Dispatch, number 4 is Don't Look Up, number 5 is Encanto. Spencer is not here, should be here, it should be winning, but it's not. What is your top 5?
Dune, The Power of the Dog, um, and then 3 of I think is Being the Ricardos.
And then what did you have at did you have Don't Look Up at number 4 or
Yeah.
yeah, and then you had No Time to Die, so, um, next up, we have song, original song.
Oh yes, I'm excited about this one because I can actually talk about this one a little bit more and not look like a fool.
Oh, you're not a fool, man, you're good, but to me, I think this is easily a battle between Beyonce and, Billie Eilish. I have her song, No Time to Die at number 1.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
How the Academy likes to divvy up the awards, right?
Yeah.
Just look up.
From Ariana Grande. Interesting. You're number one. That I hate. She's my wife, so I would be okay with that because I love
Because
Ariana
too,
Grande.
you know how the Academy sometimes like to give the messages, right?
Yeah,
It's basically a cry to the public right now. That's the message of the song.
that's true, and it does it in a very funny and satirical and clever way. It
Because like the song about, like how the rivers are crashing, like we're all gonna
yeah,
die if we don't continue this. Just look up from our cell phones.
and also the, thing about that song too, uh, compared to all these on my list well, okay, I only have one more on this list that's in the movie, um, but I will say though that, like, for, for original song for "Don't Look Up" for "Just Look Up," it's actually a scene in the film where she's singing, and so it's
Yeah.
like people won't walk away during the credits or something like that. They'll actually have to watch it and listen to it because it's part of the, um, it's part of the actual theme. It's actually part of the film, and I mean, "No Time to Die" is the same way too, sort of, but that's still like an opening credits thing. This is actually her singing it, and she does a really good job. So that's on my list, but it's actually at number 5.
Wow. So then my number two is gonna surprise you.
Yeah, I'm very interested to hear what your, number 2 is. What's your number 2?
My number two is actually let me find out the title. I couldn't find it before. Sorry, Beyond the Shore.
I would love that, but it actually didn't make my list.
I think it
Oh,
deserves
I wish it did. It would be my personal pick. It would be the number 1 on my personal pick. Like, I love Beyond the Shore, but, like, from Coda, but, like, it's just man, I would jump for joy so much. I will go down to joy. That's one of my songs on here, but I will do that if they nominate Coda.
Do
That's
you think
interesting
that
number 2.
what's your number two?
My number 2 is Be Alive from King Richard because it is Beyonce
That's my number three.
and that's they're they're gonna they're gonna nominate Ariana Grande. They're gonna nominate Billie Eilish. They're gonna nominate King Richard. Like, if they would be stupid to host an award show and not have those 3 celebrities show up. So,
I
like,
just feel that they do what they did last year with it, and have it done before.
yeah, I would love that too if they had it done before the awards and not, like, in the middle of it. But either way, seeing them all perform their songs on stage is gonna be a delight. So, I'm, so Be Alive, King Richard's my number 2, and that's your number 3. Um, so then I guess, my number 3 then, is, uh, Dos Oruguitas from Encanto. Um,
Not on my list. I do have an Encanto song, but not there.
okay. So where is your Encanto song then?
5.
Okay, and is it Dos Oruguitas?
Nope.
Ooh, which one?
We don't talk about Bruno.
That's a good pick because that is at number 1 on the Billboard, like, top
I know.
100 songs right now or
I
something.
can't wait for the Weird Al spoof though to come out.
That's great.
You know what this guy thought about it could be called?
What?
We don't play Uno.
That would be so fun.
Ari would start singing that all the time if he were with us.
Oh, yeah. That would
He'd
become
run
his
into the
next
ground, wouldn't he?
that'd become his next Peter Dinklage song.
Or the next,
Um
Bully Maguire thing.
Oh, yeah. Um, so, yeah, so I have Dos Oruguitas and you have, We Need to Talk About Bruno, so that'll be interesting to see which one gets in
My
there.
number 4, then you can guess what my number 4 is.
Is it Down to Joy
No,
from
that's my 3.
Belfast?
No,
Okay.
it's actually not. It's actually No Time to Die.
Oh, wow, interesting, okay.
My number 4.
That low. Okay, interesting. Why is it that low for you?
Because like they've nominated Bond songs before and they've won, you know. So I think that the Academy sometimes take a break, you know, too.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that it's been out for so long because of it being delayed, and people might be sick of the song at this point because it's been out so long and people have been listening it to so much that it's just like by the time the film came out, everyone's like, the song's already kind of worn itself out. So
I remember in March of 2020 was the first I heard the song.
yeah, same. That's insane. That's crazy to me. But
It's supposed to come out in April of 2020.
yeah, I remember that. Um, so that's what's all of this. So my wow, so we're finally different, guys. This is great. So my number one is No Time to Die. My number two is King Richard Be Alive. My number three is Dos Oruguitas from Encanto. My number four is Belfast Down to Joy, and my number five is Just Look Up for my wife Ariana Grande from the movie Don't Look Up. So
My number one is Just Look Up. My number two is The Shore from Coda. Number three is the King Richard song. Number four is No Time to Die, and the number five is We Don't Talk About Bruno.
nice. We shall see how that plays out. And speaking of Bruno, that's a good time to get into Best Animated Feature. So this one
I
is
haven't seen
probably
the movie yet.
this is probably the easiest category to predict out of them all.
Oh, it's I think Best Supporting Actress here.
Best Supporting Actor or Actress.
Actress.
Yeah, that's that one too. But I mean, this one, all these ones have been getting in everywhere. But my number one is the one that's sweeping everything, and that's Encanto.
Yeah, that's my number one, even though I haven't seen it yet. But I wish Flea was sweeping everywhere.
Same, because Flea is my number one, but it's my number three on this list. Um, because I just feel like it's already going to be a documentary front runner that I don't really see it com- doing well a lot in animated, especially when you have a Disney film and you have a Pixar film, which Luca is my number two. So,
I have number
um,
two is Mitchell versus the Machines.
oh, that's my number four. I really hope. Oh, I really hope that's my second favorite animated film of the year.
What's number
I
one then? With a Flea?
Flea was my number one animated film of the year. And then Mitchell's versus the Machines was a very close second, might I add. But it still was a close second for animated. The style of the animation was so well done and so great. It's just Flea's story is what really impacted me. But as far as the better animated movie, like animation wise, Mitchell's would take it because like the animation style on that is so well done.
Just like I hope we don't have another Toy Story situation where Toy Story 4 shouldn't have won and Klaus should have won.
Yeah, I agree.
Klaus was
That's
way better.
yeah. Um, even like that one called like "Where's My Body" or something like that. I forget what it was called, but I even like that one more. Um, so my number uh my number five is Raya and the Last Dragon.
My number five is going to surprise you, though.
What's your number five?
Sing 2.
Interesting. That's actually that's not a bad pick. I could see that sneaking in there. Um, so that's a good pick there. Especially the first thing.
I never saw it, though.
I never did too, but the first thing though I think that got in for
Did you ever
best.
see it?
I never saw any of them because none of them appealed to me. Um,
No. The only thing that appeals to me, though, is it's the lion in the second one.
oh yeah,
Do you know who plays him?
who?
Bono.
Oh, that's cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for me, it's number one Encanto, number two Luca, number three is Flea, and number three is Flea. I like that. Number 4 is Mitchell versus the Machines, and then number 5 is Raya and the Last Dragon. So
Number one for me is Flea. Number 2 is Mitchell vs. the Machines. Number 3 is Encanto. 4 is Luca, and then 5 is Sing 2.
nice. So that's a great list. And speaking of Flea, now is a good time to transition on over to international feature film. And
I don't want to talk about international right now.
or let's do documentary. I mean,
Yeah, because like international, I'm gonna bitch and complain about it.
yeah.
Not because I'm a countryist, everybody. In fact, I'm pissed off the American Academy.
Yeah. We'll talk about that soon. But for a documentary, my number 1, and the reason I have this at number 1 is because there's a strong chance it could get in for editing, and if it gets in for editing, I feel like that makes it a big contender. Even though I feel like Flea should win, and Flea is my number 2, I have Summer of Soul at number 1 for best documentary.
Flea is my number 1, but then Summer Soul's my number 2.
Nice. So it's just a switcheroo for us.
My 3, though, my 3 will surprise you.
What's your 3?
Val.
Nice. That's a good pick. I wish,
honestly, though, it's not going to happen, but if it were to get a Best Picture nomination, I wouldn't complain. I would not complain.
Me neither. Yeah, no, Val was incredible, and I really hope it pulls off a documentary nom.
It changed my mind on him too.
What was your original mindset on him?
I always thought that he was a horrible actor who cannot act at all.
Yeah,
but he's actually a good actor. But though, yeah, too, like about him, like being a jerk, and people think, when I tell people I change my viewpoint, they say, "Wait, I always thought that he was a jerk," and I said, "Oh, he was."
Yeah.
He'll admit it to you in the documentary. He basically says, "I was a jerk to everybody."
Yeah, and but you really feel for him and what he is going through.
Yeah,
but
and his son sounds like him too.
Yeah, and it's just so that's really well done. And it's A24. They actually A24 and Amazon. They both work together on it. But Summer Soul Me and the Revolution That Could Not Be Televised. That one is about right beside Woodstock. It was a festival for all black people that was happening where they would just pretty much dance, have a party, do all this stuff, and it was like this dance music festival that they hosted, and it made such an impact on the black community. And so that is a really powerful doc. And then Flea, of course, about a gay man in Iran, I think it was, who was not allowed to be gay, and that one was really powerful. So
yeah, too. Like, I love stories like that too, is because, like, like some of the stuff that they say, like, cannot be true, like, because, like, they don't allow it there.
yeah,
because like this guy from Africa that I knew, he actually said there's no gay people in Africa.
Yeah, none. And
yeah, but there are, though.
But my number 3 is, it's funny that most of these are streaming, but other than 2 on my list. But 3 of these you can find on streaming services and different kinds of streaming services too. But number 3 is available on Disney Plus right now, and Summer Soul is available on Hulu, guys, if you guys want to check that out. But available on Disney Plus right now is The Rescue.
Oh, that's my number 5.
I've not seen it yet, but it's from the director of Free Solo, which won the Oscar the year that it came out. So I really think that's going to do really well here and possibly take it. So that's your number 5. So then what's your number 4 then?
Being Cousteau.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's it's really good. Like I've seen it actually. Like and then like it's a better version of Don't Look Up. Yeah, but I've always had a question about Hulu though, and I'm sure our audience would have the same question watching after.
What?
Okay, I have the commercial one, right?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff has commercials while other stuff doesn't.
Interesting. I wonder if it's only Hulu originals that don't have
And
commercials.
then movies. Okay, like there was a commercial in the beginning of movies and then Hulu originals, but then like the network stuff all has commercials.
Yeah, that's interesting because I do the ad-free version, but,
Oh, okay, neither like because like I watched Batman on there recently and there was one commercial in the beginning and then it like had the lines for the commercials, but then there was none, and then like Pam and Tommy have commercials in the very beginning.
okay, interesting. Yeah, that's sort of like what, the free version of Peacock did when I first had it, is, like, if it was a Peacock original, it would have, like, ads at the beginning, and then if it was a Peacock, if it was just a NBC show or something, it would have ads throughout, so,
Yes, yep,
um,
that's what I mean, like ABC and NBC, all have ads, but Peacock,
yeah,
like, but a movie and then or like or an original,
yeah,
and then I
um
wish that Pam and Tommy had come out last year and it was a movie because Lily James would be my winner of Best Actress.
yeah, but whenever the Emmys come out, we
Have
can
you seen the
put
have you
her
seen
in
the
there.
episode 3 yet?
Yeah, I caught up, I watched all 3 episodes.
Her speech about Jane Fonda.
Oh, that was so good. It was so well done. Um, but yeah, so interesting that you have 2 National Geographic documentaries on there. I've only got 1. Being Cousteau did not make my list. Um, haven't seen it yet. Need to check it out. But my number 4 is one called Procession on Netflix. And this one is about these. It's all about the Catholic priests, child molestation that they
Yeah,
committed,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's interviews with actual people who dealt with situations like that and survivors of it. Um, so to me, I just feel like the subject matter, like they nominated Spotlight, had that subject matter. I feel like the subject matter is enough to get it to warrant a nomination. So that's why I have that in there. Um, what's and then your number 5 was The Rescue. So yeah, my number 5 is one I saw at the Tribeca Film Festival called Ascension, and this is sort of just about like factory workers in China and what they were going through during COVID and everything, and the pandemic and everything, and it's a non-narrated documentary, so it's like pretty much just showing you images and just people doing things. It's not narrated. There's not any of that, but it is very well done. And I feel like Ascension is it could fall under the this is too boring for me to nominate type thing, but so that's why I have it at number 5, but it will be interesting to see how that does. So,
Oh, yeah, too, like, about the documentary as well, like, there's this guy who's been now, like, like, who's been, like, nominated for, like, 7 documentaries, and, like, won, like, 4. He doesn't really do the documentaries anymore, his name is attached to it, and some people think that's unfair, and do what I'm thinking, though.
what?
I do not want a guy who's 95 going out there and filming for the documentaries in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
It's actually like David Attenborough,
Oh, wow.
Richard Attenborough's brother.
Yeah. For me, my number 1 is Summer of Soul, number 2 is Flee, number 3 is The Rescue, number 4 is Procession, and then number 5 is Ascension. So, what's your top 5 again?
Number 1 is, Flea.
And then
Number 2,
Summer of Soul, right? Yeah.
Summer of Soul, yeah, 3, and then 3 is Val. 4 is Becoming Cousteau, and 5 is, that one.
The Rescue. Yeah. So are you ready? So speaking of documentary, let's go to documentary short. We'll run through this really
I
quickly.
have nothing to say, nothing to say.
Um, so you didn't do any research on them,
Not those, but,
but I have on my top 5 for any of you interested. I have 3 songs for Benazir, the Queen of Basketball, Coded, which I actually did see. Coded, The Hidden Love of J.C. Leyendecker, who was like a painter or something. It was really well done. I saw that Tribeca. And then When We Were Bullies, and one that's on Netflix called Audible. So I only have 3 songs for Benazir and Audible on there because I know they're Netflix and people can.
Was it good though? Audible?
Yeah, it was good. I
What's
enjoyed
it
it.
about?
It's like sort of about this guy who is it's sort of, I think, about kind of like the deaf community or something like that. So
Oh, okay. I
um
thought it was a football thing.
yeah, no, I don't think it is.
Do you know why?
If it's the right one I'm remembering, I could be wrong.
Do you know
But
why I thought it was?
why?
Because if you've seen like watch the football game, how the quarterback will like change up the play,
Oh yeah.
that's called an audible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could be wrong. I could be confusing with something else.
I'm cracking
But
up right now. I'm sorry. Do you know why?
why?
I'm messing with Ari now. Alessio every single time.
Uh-oh, what happened?
I'm just like every single time they post something, I say nobody fucking cares.
Oh wow.
You know what he said?
What?
I care. It's you who doesn't care.
Yeah, you don't care. That's right. But anyways, live action short. Again, I'll just run through these real fast. Is When the Sun Sets. Television. The Long Goodbye actually has Riz Ahmed in it. I haven't seen it, but it's on YouTube. So that's why I have that on there. Censor of Dreams and Freemas. Did you do live action short?
No, I basically, like I was waiting for my worker to come, and then he canceled, but then I went out, and then school ends kind of late too for me, so
Yeah, that makes sense.
it ends at, do you know how busy my days are now though?
How busy?
I'm from a school from 10 to 3:30,
Oh wow.
and then my worker comes between 5 to 5:15, and then he leaves about 7 to 7:15.
Oh wow. All right.
Monday through Thursday, and now Fridays I have basketball practice, so
Interesting. So
but yeah.
for animated short, I've got Us Again, which I did see. That was on
Was it
Disney
good?
Plus. Yeah, it was. It's really beautiful about this old couple that this old black couple who wish they could be their young selves again, and so it goes through that again and it shows that, and it's really really well done. Uh, my personal, possibly my personal favorite, either that or my number 5 is my personal favorite, but I did watch this one called Nemu at Tribeca Film Festival, and that was really well done. Um, and then Robin I have not seen yet, but I think that's streaming somewhere. Step into River I have, and then The Musician I put that on there just because I've seen it and it was really well done, and it's on Paramount Plus, so people are able to watch that on Paramount Plus and get access to it. Um, so now, are you ready to talk about international film?
Yes. Hey, but like there was this movie about the old couple that kind of sounds like another one that's old, like an old movie, but it sounds really interesting.
Which one?
It's called Prelude to a Kiss.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
Oh, it came out in '92. Okay, it says Peter, Alec Baldwin, Rita, and Meg Ryan immediately fall for each other and decide to get married. But during their wedding reception, a feeble old man, asked Rita for a kiss. When nothing seemed wrong at first, Peter soon realized that the kiss caused Rita and the man to switch bodies. As he searches for a way to switch them back, Peter must face the dilemma of loving Rita in the body of a terminally ill man or staying married to a stranger posing as his wife.
Ooh, that does sound interesting. I gotta check that one out.
Yeah,
If
because
that's
like some people like think it's like making fun of the gays. I'm thinking, not at all.
no, it doesn't sound like it is.
And it has like and it has like like I'm not gonna lie, I mean I want to see it because it's Michelle Pfeiffer. Do you know what type of Michelle Pfeiffer's in it though?
What?
Around the time of Batman Returns.
Ooh. Okay,
Oh,
nice.
she's huh.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
definitely gotta check that out. International feature, one of the most angry categories for me. So they came out with their shortlists, and we ran through their Oscar shortlists on here. You guys can go check that out on the first episode of the award roundtable that we did. And I remember being so pissed because the best foreign film of the year, they could even be in contention for like best of the year general. Titan did not get in their shortlists. And the reason this pisses me off so much is because it's a French film. French submitted this. They had the balls to submit this rather than Petite Maman, which is more safe. They submitted something like Titan because they knew that won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. And it's a film that apparently alienated, I guess, Oscar voters because it's about a girl who has sex with a car and gets impregnated by the car baby.
What?
And I know it sounds so funky, but
Is it done tastefully or no?
Oh, it's done exceptionally. Like you go into thinking like this is gonna be a film about like a woman having sex with I mean, the premise is super original. People saying originality is dead in Hollywood. Boom, there's an original premise for you.
Because whenever I think about like having sex with a car, I think about like how untastefully it was done in The Counselor.
Yeah, no, this was done well. She actually like what happens is she'll like put on her put the seatbelts around her hands as she's inside the car. She's sitting inside the car naked, and you see like the car bouncing up and down like this, and so you get the idea that she's having sex with the car, and she ends up
Do
having.
you remember that scene though in The Counselor?
No, I tried to forget the counselor.
It was Cameron Diaz.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Remember like when she spreads her legs and she puts it on top of the car as the guy runs?
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I mean by that's not done tastefully at all.
No, this is done tastefully. I mean, they do have at the beginning, and you saw the beginning of it, where they have this one take shot of a almost, I guess you could say, like a strip joint or kind of something like that, where they're going through this lot of cars and it's like a car show, but all these women are dancing very sensually on it, and it's all done in one take, not edited to look like one take, actually done in one take. Like they kept on shooting it over and over and over again until they got it in one take. And so that was all exceptionally well made, and it's so well crafted. And the thing is you go in thinking like, "Oh, this is good. This is a movie about a girl who has sex with a car and gets impregnated by her car baby. What the hell is this? I don't want to see this." It's one of the deepest pieces of art I've seen in a while.
What about
Like
is it better than Lamb?
it's theme. Oh, fucking miles better than Lamb.
How was Lamb?
And I cannot believe that they thought Titan was too weird for them, but then they put Lamb in there, and that's just like God. I mean,
Was Lamb good though?
I enjoyed Lamb, yeah. It's definitely though like maybe a 7. It's not like it's one of those that was a lot lower for me than something
Yeah,
like
my
this.
screenwriting professor,
Um,
right, doesn't like anything, right? And I asked him, "So, how was Titan?" And he said, "It's a wonderful film," he said.
oh yeah.
And
It
then, like,
is
he said that I would love it.
it's a masterpiece.
You think I
And
would is he right? Or he said I would just absolutely love it.
I think you would love it. I think you would end it being like, "What the fuck?" But then, like, I think it would stick with you so long because the themes are so powerful and so rich and so strong in there that it really, really, stuck with me as well. And Julia Ducournau, if she gets in for director, I will scream. I don't think she's going to, but this but the reason it pisses me off is because like now France is never going to take risks like that again. They're never going to put a risk out there to uh put their film that is as crazy as car sex as their uh, film they want to submit. Now they're going to go with all the safe choices because that's what the Academy went with, was all the safe picks. And so that really pissed me off to see that. But the 5 I have on here, at least the majority of them are still good, are still really good. Um, and my top choice is one I literally just watched tonight, is Drive My Car.
It's on my list. It's very high on my list.
Where is it on your list?
No. I mean to watch.
Oh, well, where do you have it in your international feature list?
I think number 2.
Number 2? Okay. Yeah, it's number 1 for me because it's the one that people are talking about could sneak into Best Picture.
Do you think it could win this
Um,
picture? No.
I I just think I actually have talked to an Academy member who said that they they still haven't watched Drive My Car. Like, they had a screener for it, an Academy screener, and they clicked on it, saw the 3-hour runtime, and they were like, "No, no, I'm sorry, I can't." Like, I think the 3 hours is gonna really hurt it. That's what I said about The Irishman when it came out, because I was like, "I don't think The Irish," and it got nothing at the Oscars. So, I feel like, uh, even if it still gets nominated for Best Picture, I feel like the 3-hour runtime is really gonna hurt Drive My Car. It flew by for me. It never felt 3 hours for me. It it had a great pace to it, and I was engaged the whole way through.
And then tell them that thing
But
though, 'cause it's not a spoiler though, what you told me to make them laugh, the audience.
what did I tell you?
The credits?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler though, is it?
No, it's not. So the opening credits of, like, the opening, the opening credits of the movie don't start until 40 minutes into the film, guys. It does not start until 40 minutes in. You get 40 minutes in, and then the opening credits start. And when I watched it, checked my screen and I was like, "Oh, when is this out?" I was like, "Oh shit, we're already 40 minutes in." I was like, "I thought this was like maybe 15 minutes or something like that. I've just watched." I was like, "This does not feel 40 minutes," and it was 40 minutes in. So that tells you how engaging it was. Um, but it's like that's crazy. I don't think any movie has ever been that long before opening
No, like,
credits.
do what
It's
pisses
crazy.
me off do what pisses me off too, though, is when the credits is when the movie's playing and the credits are below.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when the action started
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the credits are at the bottom.
Yeah, that because then it's kinda distracting from what is happening.
And people think that, like,
Uh,
subtitles are the same thing, and I said, "No, it's different."
but my number 2, since Titan is not on this list. Oh, first off, what's your number 1 for
Flea.
Flea? Nice, nice. Um, that is that's a great pick. While it's my choice to win for documentary, it's actually not my choice to win international feature. I have Flea at number 3 on my list here for international feature, but my number 2 is the one where that I personally would want to win since Titan is not able to be nominated, and that is The Worst Person in the World
That's my
with
number 3.
Renee Rensva. Yeah, that film was exceptional. It was in my top 5 of the year. Um, I thought it was so brilliant. And I would love for it to in fact, I'm thinking because the release schedule is right around the time voting was ending, like the last week of voting or so, that I'm wondering if if that could really help it, and if it could
What if
even
it's
sneak.
in for picture, though?
I wonder if it could sneak into Picture. That's what I'm wondering, like, what if it sneaks into Picture or something like that, because of its release being, like, right around when voting ended for the nominations, so people are like, "Oh, shoot. That's out. I gotta go see Worst Person in the World," and stuff like that. So,
I think only film fans care about foreign films, you know?
I think so, yeah, unfortunately, but, that's probably not the Academy's thing. I wish it was because Worst Person in the World should be getting screenplay noms, actress nom, all that stuff, but
Do you see me liking it, though?
oh, yeah, I think I see you loving it. I think that you would even like it more than Titan, I think. So because it feels like a Noah Baumbach or Greta Gerwig type of movie,
Oh yes,
but like done in a foreign
because
way.
like
So,
like I remember though, like this person like sold me on Parasite because do what he said.
why? What?
You ever seen the movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
Yeah.
They said imagine if Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That is perfect for Parasite.
That is perfect. That's a really perfect description. And so yeah, the worst person in the world feels like a mixture of like Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig and their styles working together. It's really, really well done. Um, so what is your number? Uh, that's your number two then. Well, oh, that was Flea, right? So what's your number three?
Wait, no. One was Flea.
Oh,
Two is
two
Drive
was
My Car. Three is the worst person in the world. Only
okay,
the best one that I've heard of.
and then four is Flea, right?
No, four. Flea is two. Flea is
Flea is two. Oh,
wait,
okay.
no. Flea is one.
Flea is one, and then you
Drive My
have
Car is two.
Drive My Car at two, and then Worst Person in the World at three. So
And then I
what's
don't know any others, that I've heard about, really having a chance. So
a hero? That's one that's on Amazon
I've
Prime.
heard of it.
That's been getting in everywhere. So
What is a hero about?
let me look. I haven't seen it, but um, not yet, anyways. But um, a hero is about.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, it says Raheem is in prison because of a debt he was unable to repay. During a 2-day leave, he tries to convince his creditor to withdraw his complaint against the payment of part of the sum. However, things don't go as planned. So, sounds interesting. Um,
It feels like though that we've seen that movie before.
it has, but I still have it in there because it's gotten in everywhere. And then I have the
I'll
Hand
put
of
that on my
God.
four. My
The hand,
that
the Hand of God. I have at number five because that's on Netflix. People are able to watch it easily, and it's been getting in everywhere. Uh, so I guess our lists look pretty much the same then, just a little
because
bit
I haven't seen any.
reversed. Um, so then let's see what next category that we've not done that we can run through. Um, wow, we've covered a lot. So you want to go to supporting actor? Let's do that real quick. Um, so we have for supporting actor, I have it number one, Cody Schmidt McPhee.
That's my
Where's he?
number one. That's my number one, but I don't think he should win, but he will win.
Yeah, agreed. Um, and then my number two is who should win, which is Troy Kotzer for Coda.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean Jason Isaacs, honestly, I'd put on should win if he was nominated here, but that's not happening, unfortunately. Um, and then at number three, just because he's a legend in the business, I have Kieran Hines. Do you?
You know, you should.
Yeah. Do you have him at number three though?
Yes.
Yeah. So right now we're kind of in line with each other. Uh, and then at number four, I've got Jared Leto in the
Me too.
House of
Where's
Gucci.
Jared Leto? Yes.
Nice.
My
Uh,
number five is hard to pick though for me too.
my number five, I'm going with the SAG choice here, and I'm gonna pick Bradley Cooper from Licorice Pizza.
Hmm. As much as I do not think it'll happen, I can't pick because like I got like two guys that are battling out for the number five spot.
Well, you gotta pick one. Which one do you think would take that number five spot?
I'm gonna go with the shocker and pick Mike Faced.
Okay, he got the BAFTA nom, so
He
that's
wasn't he amazing though?
he was. He
And David Al okay,
him and Ariana DeBose were the two standout performances of West Side Story for me.
yeah, but though, do you know who my 3 fighting for the number 5 spot were?
Who?
Him,
Yeah.
Robin De Jesus,
Oh, yeah.
and then David Alvarez in West Side Story.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Alvarez
Alvarez
could have
is
happened, but Robin De Jesus was done, unfortunately.
I
He
know.
just
He should have been nominated though.
he should have been. Yeah, he was the best performance in that movie, um, but he was not nominated, unfortunately. So, but to me, I think everyone was like, "Oh, only 8 minutes of screen time uh for Bradley Cooper. Why would you nominate him for like 8 minutes?" Because Anthony Hopkins won for like what 15 minutes of screen time.
For best actor though.
That was even for
You want
best.
to know something funny though about it too? Bradley Cooper's character actually like has a Pam and Tommy tie to it too.
It does, yeah, because he dated Pamela Anderson.
He was married to her.
Yeah. So now, do you want to do adapted screenplay first or original?
Original first.
All right. So original screenplay, and we're pretty much tit for tat in best supporting actor. The only difference is our number 5, which I had as Bradley Cooper, and you had as Mike Feist. So
Mike
that's
Feist
fun.
was really good though. Yeah, too.
He
Now,
was.
like, didn't you get though now what I meant though when you saw West Hester about like how they make fun of the dance fighting?
Yeah, yeah, that was funny. Um, so for best original screenplay, uh, at number 1, I have PTA getting his overdue Oscar. I have Licorice Pizza at number 1.
Me too. Even though that like he shouldn't win, he will win though.
I mean, in my opinion,
No. Do you know why though?
why?
Mass has no chance.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. Mass doesn't have a chance. Come on, come on. I personally thought might have been the best screenplay of the year from Mike Mills, and that has no chance now. So unfortunately, those two are out. But yeah, Licorice Pizza. I'm glad because it is a great screenplay, excellent screenplay, and Paul Thomas Anderson. He's overdue for
Everyone tells me it's the
a
second
win.
best screenplay he's ever written.
Ooh, that's tough. I have to think
You
about
know what
that.
is his number one best screenplay though?
What?
Magnolia.
That is really good screenplay, not gonna lie, yeah, that's
Because of what? Because like how he has
exceptional.
to balance.
Yeah, that's one of those, and I think he's been nominated, like, 8 times in this category or something like that. It's like, he's been nominated so many times, and he's never won, and Licorice Pizza is definitely in his top 3s. I would say it's in his top 3 screenplays. Like, it's really well done, and um so I think that's gonna win, so that's my number 1 slot. My number 2, I have as Belfast.
Even though that I don't think that should be original though.
Why shouldn't it be? What's it based off of?
His life.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess but he hasn't made his life into a book, like, it's not adapted, I
Yeah.
guess, from something, so I guess that's why they're counting it. But is that where does Belfast fall on your list?
Number 2.
Yeah. It was a good screenplay, but
Wasn't
I don't
anything
know if it
amazing though.
but my number 3 is Don't Look Up
Uh,
because
that film had a horrible writing though.
it's Adam McKay. They love him. They gave him the Oscar for The Big Short.
The Big Short was actually good though.
It was, yeah. And they nominated didn't they nominate him for screenplay again for Vice?
Yes, which I actually think that I might like Vice better than Don't Look Up.
I actually like Don't Look Up better than Vice, but But they're both kind of still mixed for me. But Don't Look Up, I think it's going to get nominated. It's on my list of number 3, but it shouldn't be. Where's Don't Look Up fall on yours?
Number 4.
Okay. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is not going to get it. Doesn't have a chance in hell of getting nominated, but it's Spencer.
Interesting. An original screenplay. Nice.
Because it's not based off a book or anything. You remember it's his wholly original story.
It
Only
is, yeah.
because, like, I think that the films, that have very few dialogue are actually
Yeah.
like harder to adapt.
I think so too. I mean, you saw that like 1917. You saw that with some other films where
Like,
like
I never saw his other film though. Was it good?
Jackie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that before I went to go see Spencer, and that was really good. I still prefer Spencer. Spencer,
Do you think I'd like Jackie, or I'd be bored with it?
I think you'd like it. If you liked Spencer, you'd like Jackie, but Spencer to me though is still better. But I love both. That's a great pick, and I really hope it happens. I don't think it will, but I really
My
hope
number
it does.
5 though is most people, like number 3 or 4.
Interesting. Well, my number 4 is King Richard.
That's not
Uh,
bad.
that's not on your list. Okay, I have it in my 4 because it got a. It ended up getting a BAFTA nom for best original screenplay, and did it get nominated for the WGA? Or am I
I'll
wrong?
look, but I
Um,
don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
but I know that it's been getting in screenplay in other places, and the screenplay was solid. I have this instead of the French Dispatch. I was going to put in the French Dispatch in there, but then I decided to throw in King Richard there in the last minute there. So that's my number 4. What's your number 5?
Dune.
Wait, no, that'd be adapted.
Okay, then I would put, would Tick Tick Boom be? Oh yeah, Tick Tick Boom would be adapted then.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ricardos.
Nice. That's my number 5 as well.
Yeah, because it was a good screenplay though. It was.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's Aaron Sorkin. He's always great at screenplays.
Oh yeah, too. Like speaking of like Aaron Sorkin though, do you know what would be a good double feature though?
What?
Trial of Chicago 7 and Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
You know why?
Because it has the same character in there.
They talk about Fred Hampton too.
Yeah, Fred Hampton. Yeah. So that'd be really.
Oh yeah, too. Yeah,
really
and then like King Richard did get a WGA nom.
Yeah. So that's why I have King Richard in the 5. So for me, I have Licorice Pizza at number 1, Belfast number 2, Don't Look Up at number 3, King Richard at number 4, and Being the Ricardos at number 5. So your lineup again?
I think number 1 I had Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
Number 2,
that was Belfast. I remember that.
Belfast, yeah. Number 3, I had Spencer.
And then you had Don't Look Up at 4, I think.
Yeah.
And then you had them Being the Ricardos.
Yeah.
So next up is adapted screenplay. One of these is going to really surprise you. But I'm not going to get to that just yet. My number 1 in adapted screenplay, I have The Power of the Dog.
I don't think that makes it.
Really? Wow.
You know why?
Why?
Didn't get a WGA.
But I have to see though if like she is a member of the WGA, because I know like Quentin Tarantino's never gotten the WGA.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because
that might be my number 5 then, because I'll have to take something out.
Yeah. But I have to. But to me, I just think that like Jane Campion, she's the front runner for director. So
yeah, she does a great job with the movie.
She does. So maybe she's not necessarily the front runner for screenplay, but I think that it's just this film's been getting in everywhere. It's just the critics' darling right now. So
Do you think it could win or
for best picture or best
yeah,
screenplay, or
best picture?
I think it could. I think there's a
Yeah,
strong,
okay. My
strong
number
shot.
one's gonna shock you though.
What's your number one for adapted?
Coda.
Coda's my number two. I'm
Wow,
I
really? Okay.
I'm really on this Coda train,
Wins best
hoping
picture.
hoping that Sean Heder can walk home with a statue for adapted screenplay. I really want her to win this category.
Oh, yeah, too, and
Um,
then do you know why it's
those were
adapted though?
why?
Because it's based on a French film.
Oh wow,
Oh, yeah, too, and then they said it's one of the best remakes ever. Do you know why they were so pissed though?
why?
It's because, like the two actors that play her parents, are not deaf in the original.
Oh, and the original, yeah, and that is kind of dumb. But yeah, this one they are original. They are deaf in this one, which is nice. Um,
Yeah, but yeah.
so yeah, so for me, I have Coda at number two. So at number three, I have The Lost Daughter from Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, number three is West Side Story for me.
West Side Story did not make my list.
Because like I think that the story is way better. It's told in a way better way, like how it's more like original, per se, but the way,
Yeah.
like that they play songs, and then the way that, like, and then like how the opening basically says this is not the original.
Oh yeah, yeah. That definitely. I can definitely see that, and musicals have gotten in for screenplay
I
a
have
lot of
two
times.
musicals actually
So
in there.
interesting. Well, my number four um is going to shock you. So my number four I have as Drive My Car. I just saw this, and and honestly, like Ryusuke Ryusuke, sorry, Hamaguchi. I'm just gonna call you Hamaguchi. Your first name is too hard to pronounce, man. Sorry, love you, but your first name is too hard to pronounce. He did Drive My Car, and it's one of the best screenplays of the year. Like, I was floored at the lines that they said in that movie, and there were some
Sorry.
oh, what were
You
you
know what you
laughing at?
said?
What?
I was floored
Oh.
because you floor the car,
Oh, yeah, that's great. I just got that.
That's
But,
why
I
sorry, I was
love that.
I just thought
Oh,
it was
no, that's funny, yeah, I like that. Um, but yeah, it's such an exceptional screenplay, so I actually have Drive My Car in there at number 4. What's your number 4?
my number four is Tick Tick Boom.
Didn't make my list. I contemplated it, but yeah, that's a great one. Why is Tick Tick Boom your number 4?
It's because like, like it takes, like this musical and it shows you bits and pieces of the actual play while it's intercut with the actual, like, and there's a West Side Story reference in there too,
Yeah.
too. And then like, like it's so well written, like I was surprised at, like how well it written. Like that scene where where like Robin De Jesus basically calls out Andrew Garfield was so really written, like he said, "You're just writing music. You're not changing the world."
That was beautiful scene. Oh my god. I loved it. Um
Remember that line though? Gotta rock it in there from Tick Tick Boom.
Oh,
That
yeah.
scene though was the most emotional of the year.
One of them. I mean, Mass obviously
Yeah,
had some
but
of the
that
most
doesn't.
emotional scenes of the year. And then there's an emotional scene in Licorice Pizza towards the end that was between her and a gay man, and it was really beautiful.
You know what
That
else
was
was though
really
that I don't
emotional.
think people are talking about though
What?
was that scene in the bar in Being the Ricardos.
Yeah, that was a really great one too.
But
Um,
you know what? You're my number two then now, huh?
but my number 5 is one you mentioned in original, but it's actually adapted screenplay, and that's Dune.
Dune is my number 2, and then I put Power of the Dog at number 5, only because, like, I know that they've, like, I think that this year, the like nothing in WGA member might hurt Jane Campion. I don't know why. I just think it might.
It might. I mean, because yeah, she's not a name like Tarantino. Tarantino. He's not a WGA member. Never got a WGA nom in his life, but he's
Do you know like when this guy though he put up a good point about Tarantino though?
what?
Do you know when he's going to win his Best Director Oscar? Do you know when?
When?
When he doesn't make a Tarantino movie.
I mean, yeah, I
Do
can
you get what he
understand
means
that.
by that though?
Yeah, because all of his movies are kind of the same style.
Yeah, like ones like he doesn't write.
Oh, okay, that type.
Like he does a good job. Like and when like he directs it with a different feel.
I feel like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was maybe his most different movie. I don't
Without
know.
any foot fetishes, anything like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jackie. Oh no, Jackie Brown had some too.
Did you
But
hear about though? Did you know what this guy did on YouTube though?
what?
He put every single foot scene in all Quentin Tarantino's movies.
Oh my god.
Do you know how long the video is?
How long?
9 minutes.
Jeez, dude, that dude seriously has a problem, and I love him. He's my favorite director, but like that dude is a serious problem. Then,
And then when people say he doesn't have the foot fetish,
yeah, no, that's he definitely does. So next up, do you want to do? Let's do ladies first. Let's do actress next. So for best lead actress, now we're getting into the big league, son. We're getting into the last like 4 categories here. Um,
I just hope that they do not do it what they do last year. I wish they do it back when I was a kid. You know what it was?
what?
It went best actress, best actor, best director, and then best picture.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, it usually goes like best actor, best director, best actress, and then best picture.
Yeah, I feel like the order that we're doing it in now is the best.
Especially last year, they really screwed up.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on that. But um, so I have a new number 1. I have a new front runner now. I never thought she would be my number 1 until the BAFTA noms came out, and I saw that this person was on there. And no, it's not Alana Haim. She's on my list, but it is Lady Gaga.
She's my number 1.
Yeah, I now have Lady Gaga from House of Gucci because she has been campaigning so hard lately, but she's also not only that, but she's also a big star. Everyone loves her, but she's also a previous Oscar nominee, and um and it's just like, she's other than Alana Haim, she's like the only other possible Oscar nominee to get nominated at the BAFTAs, and that's huge.
She needs
And
to though. Do what she needs to do though too.
what?
She needs to go to theater for a little bit too. Do you know why?
Why?
That way she can be the youngest EGOT winner ever.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you know who's the youngest now though?
Who?
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Wait,
Yeah.
no, he needs to go to TV. Actually, sorry.
Well, he was in TV with Curb, and I think he never won, but I think he was nominated for a guest appearance for Curb Your Enthusiasm. Okay.
You have to win. Oh yeah, too. Like Rita Moreno is also part of EGOT, and John Campea actually had Rita Moreno getting nominated.
No. I don't have her on my list for supporting. Well, I didn't have her on my list for supporting actress. But yeah, Lady Gaga and House Gucci, she's gotten in everywhere, and her being in BAFTAs just solidified it for me. My number 2 is Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
She's my number 3.
All right, nice. She just seems to be killing it. She's in everywhere. She's getting nominated everywhere. I thought it was kind of crazy when Jeff Snyder said, "Oh, I don't think Jessica Chastain stands a chance." I'm like, bro, have you been watching these awards? She's killing it. So, and I still need to see Eyes Tammy Faye, but from what I've seen a few clips of it, a few scenes, and she looks like she's killing it. Um, so who's your number two then?
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman's my number three. So nice. Um, yeah. So why is Nicole Kidman?
Because
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, I think that no, like outside of the show, she was amazing. She was okay actually acting as Lucy in the show,
Yeah.
but when she was with Desi, their chemistry popped, and then like like she was great, especially like the scene where she was like, "Okay, you ready?" and then she cries, and then
Yeah.
she goes again.
Oh, and her co-star, the one that played Desi, could get a Best Actor nom.
Yes,
Yeah. So
and then
uh,
like oh yeah, too, like this ties into it. One of Johnny Champion's picks, how he control Twister out. He
yeah.
actually has a chance, a small chance. He put J.K. Simmons as the
Oh
best supporting
wow.
actor. He has a chance. He has a chance to get nominated. A small chance, but
He does. He got the Critics' Choice. So
way better
that's
than
well.
way better than Rita Moreno. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
too.
definitely.
Too. Yeah, he also had Ben Affleck getting nominated for the Tender Bar.
I mean, we're honestly like laughing about it. That's not a far fetched thing. I know some people think it's far fetched. He got in for the Globe and the SAG. That's that's kind of a big deal. That's
Did you ever watch it?
so not yet. I started watching a screener, but then it acted up on me, so I never
Was
finished
it?
it.
Did you like it though, or
From what I saw, I did enjoy it.
Ari walked out though? He said it was so boring.
I I never got that. I was interested. I was in a little bit into it.
Who was
It
the
was
kid? Who was the kid in it?
it wasn't Ty Sheridan.
Oh yeah. Barry Keogh and his brother.
Yeah, that guy.
He looks
Uh,
so like him, doesn't he?
he does. They do look a lot alike. Honestly, I get them confused. More more than often. But yeah. So Nicole Kidman's my number three. She was excellent in being the Ricardos. My number four is my girl, and the one that would be my fantasy five, the one that I want as to be nominated here. I think she has a really good shot now with the BAFTA nom, and that is Alana Haim for Licorice Pizza.
Not on my list yet.
All right. Well, you have to you have till tomorrow, but we will
No.
see.
I mean, it's because like I'm not gonna be able to watch Licorice Pizza tonight. But yeah, number four, I actually have Rachel Zegler.
I don't have her on my list. I don't think she gets in, but
She
interesting.
could though, huh?
She could, but the only thing she's gotten is the Globe and Young Actor or Actress at the
I'll be
Critics'
right back.
Choice.
I'm gonna go use the restroom. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, if you guys don't know how good Alana Haim is in Licorice Pizza, she's exceptional, and it's her first performance too. So that just makes it even more exceptional and just crazy good. Um, and I think that she does an excellent job in it. And I personally would love to see her nominated. Uh, we have two singers in this category, two band people, like musicians. We've got Lady Gaga and Alana Haim. That's kind of crazy. Singers are becoming good actors. What was you know? Um, but yeah. Oh man, starting to lose my voice, guys.
You got to
Hope I have,
rest for tomorrow too.
yeah. Hope I have enough of a voice for tomorrow because I'm gonna be screaming a lot. I don't want to be like whatever. There's my voice.
Like
Yeah.
that though. No, nobody will scream as much as the Oscar expert will.
Oh yeah, no. They I
Do
don't
you
even know.
remember last year was the
How
best
they,
screaming one ever?
oh yeah.
When
Yeah.
when McDormand won.
Oh yeah. That was crazy. Um so yeah, and also what's interesting about you having Rachel Zegler and me having Alana Haim, both of them. It's their premiere performances.
I know. Did you know
So
she has her own
that's
YouTube
kinda
channel
interesting.
too?
Rachel Zegler?
Yep.
No, I did not know that. I will
I
have
said to
to.
that too. There's this
Oh,
one is where like she's wearing a tank top and she's singing. So I was like,
ooh, nice. But my number 5, I never thought I'd ever say this, but Kristen Stewart is out of my top 5. I have Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter.
Olivia Colman's out. I'm putting Kristen Stewart in as my 5. I'm just hoping for that small chance. Oh yeah, too. And then like they said, a
Mhm.
streak could be over too. And you know which one?
What?
Every single time that Jennifer Lawrence has gotten a Golden Globe nomination, right?
Yeah.
She's gotten an Oscar nomination.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
It's not going to happen this year.
I swear to God, if she gets an Oscar nom, I swear to God, I'm just gonna
She
never
does not
die right there.
deserve it.
No, not at all.
And people think she's a bad actress. I think she's great. It's just not in that movie.
Yeah, no, not in
Do you
that
think she's
movie.
bad or no?
In that movie, yeah, but
No.
as
I'm saying in general,
as an actress, yeah, I think she's great. Uh, but in that
except for
movie, she
X-Men,
was
though.
oh yeah, and X-Men. Forgot about that. But yeah, Olivia Colman. I haven't seen The Lost Daughter yet. I've been meaning to, but from what I've heard, she's really great, and she's already a two-time Oscar nominee for.
As John Campea said, she's entering the GOAT status now.
She is. She is. She absolutely is. Um, she might become like the next Meryl Streep. So now on to actor. Well, first off, my top 5 for actress, real quick, running through it, guys. I've got Lady Gaga number 1, Jessica Chastain number 2, Nicole Kidman number 3, Alana Haim number 4, and then number 5 is Olivia Colman. So, what do you have?
I
Again,
got
just
number 1, I got Lady Gaga. Number 2, I got Nicole Kidman. Number 3, I got uh Jessica Chastain. Number 4, I've got Rachel Zegler. Number 5, I got Kirsten Stewart. What would you do if Kirsten
nice.
Stewart were to sneak in there?
If Kristen Stewart was sneaking there, that might be what gives me a heart attack. Like I might just, I would die of joy. Because I'm just so hesitant right now of it. But I'm really hoping. I'm hoping you're right and I'm wrong in that category. Um, but for best actor, uh, now I think my number 1 is everyone's number 1. It's Will Smith.
Yep.
Yep, Will Smith and King Richard. It was his best performance since Pursuit of Happiness. He was excellent. He killed it in this one. So, and he's the front runner right now because he's never won. He's overdue, and he's been in the business for a long time.
He
So,
should have won. He should have won for his first movie, though.
which one was that?
Let me look. It's with Stockard Channing.
He also was nominated for Ali, and that was really great.
It's called 6 Degrees of Separation.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. I've never seen it.
He actually plays a gay con man,
Oh, interesting.
and he is young in it, though.
How old is he?
It came out in '93.
Oh wow. So yeah, so I mean, Will Smith never ages, so he still looks about the same. But he did gain weight and looked older in King Richard,
He's about
as you
25.
as you guys can see in that
Wow,
thumbnail.
you wanna talk about the cast though too?
What?
Okay, you have Heather Graham, right?
Yeah.
Stockard Channing, you know who that is?
His name sounds familiar.
Have you ever seen Grease?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Rizzo,
Oh, okay, cool,
Donald Sutherland,
nice.
Ian McKellen,
Jeez,
and J.J. Abrams.
as a cast member, interesting. Okay,
Yeah, but
nice. But yeah, mine. But yeah, Will Smith number 1. My number 2. I think we have the same number 1 and 2 is Benedict Cumberbatch.
yep.
Yep. Power of the Dog. He was incredible in that movie. He stole the show. I really uh, I would not be upset if he won. Personally, I would not be
I've heard
upset.
that's a real
But
possibility.
but um but who knows? It's could go either way. My number 3. I wonder if we have the same number 3 is Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
Yep, really excited about that. Really excited because even though he didn't get in BAFTA and the film didn't get in anywhere, I feel like he's still a strong competitor. He got the SAG, he got um, the Critics' Choice, so he's a strong competitor in there. And personally, like, I would love it if he won. Like, oh my god, he may be like one of my favorites in that category.
Andrew still hasn't finished the movie, and I said
Um,
you'll be obsessed,
oh yeah, he will.
especially that song.
Which one? The therapy song?
When
Oh,
I was 9.
oh yeah, that one.
Nickel and you know the one that goes, the one that talks about West Side Story, And people, I've loved it even before I saw West Side Story, because that song is so emotional. And the
Yeah.
guy that played Michael, though, should be nominated for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, huh?
Yep, it should be. But number 4, I have the legend himself, Denzel Washington, for
Not on my
Tragedy
list.
of Macbeth. Really? Wow, he's gotten in everywhere. Okay.
I just have a feeling that they might skip out
Not
on
too
him this
bad.
year, because I don't see a lot of love going Macbeth's way, though.
Yeah, I could um I mean, I don't think there is going to be a lot of love. I think the only ones you'll see is cinematography, which, is an obvious. I think that, what we mentioned with production design is possible, stuff like that. But Denzel, I think, is like the only major category I think that
No,
it'll get.
I got Javier Bardem as my number 4.
Okay, nice. I have him. I'm contemplating between him and Peter Dinklage for my number 5. I
Peter
don't
Dinklage is my number 5. Peter
I
Dinklage.
don't I just don't know though if Cyrano has enough power to push him through because of
It
just its
should be,
release
though. It should be
strategy and
getting
stuff.
more. It should be getting more. And the people, if you guys have heard what we heard about Cyrano being a piece of crap and a sucky movie, it's not. It's a great.
Oh yeah. At least so
We
far
actually
it is.
found a way to see it
But
early, and that's why we're talking it up so much.
oh yeah. Um but yeah, uh so pretty much our list looks the same except for Denzel because you have Denzel or I have Denzel, you have Javier Bardem. So I'll be interested to see which one gets in. Um so yeah, uh hoping for Peter Dinklage, that'd be great. And I think that with him recently in the news talking about Snow White and all that stuff, I think that will help him kind of get noticed there. So for
You think
best,
that could push him in?
I think so.
Sorry, I meant though. Do you think that it could be a PR play too to help him get in?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think that he is genuine. Like he seems like a genuine guy. Like he's serious about what he's discussing. But I think that it'll help PR wise for him to get in. Um,
What's your 5 again? Javier Bardem.
my 5, I do not have Javier Bardem, and you do, so that would be a fun little
Javier Bardem is my number
thing.
4.
So I have Will Smith at number 1, Benedict Cumberbatch at number 2. I've got Andrew Garfield at number 3, Denzel Washington at number 4, and Peter Dinklage at number 5. So
I've got Javier Bardem at 4 and Peter Dinklage at 5, only because Javier Bardem was amazing in it, especially like the scene where he sang.
oh yeah, he was honestly maybe
Better than
even
Corbin.
like yeah, maybe he was even better than Kidman. He
Am I
was
the only one though that thought about the mask though during that scene?
The Mask.
Yeah, with Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, yeah, I could see
You know
that.
why?
Why?
Same song.
Oh.
They call me Cuban Pete. Boom, boom, chicka, boom.
Oh, yeah, that was the same
That's
song I
why
was
I
talking
got the
about.
joke, though, like when they say being the requires without context, and it is a poster of the mask. But yeah,
Man.
best director is going to be one of the wild categories, I think.
Oh yeah, especially because of a snub that I have in there.
I don't.
But um, so I've got number one. I think is Jane Campion.
Of course,
That's our
that's
number
gonna be
one.
our winner. That's gonna be our winner, probably.
Yeah, and deservedly so. She does an incredible job at Power of the Dog. It's hard to direct subtlety, and she directs it
Would they?
really, really well. Number two, I have Denis Villeneuve for Dune.
Yeah, he's my two.
Yeah, yeah, I have him at number two. He's what he crafted with Dune was just otherworldly and was just insane and big and so scale like and crazy. Um, and then at number three, I've got Kenneth Branagh for Belfast.
He's my number four.
Okay, nice. So who's your number three?
Spielberg.
Yep, and like I said earlier, Spielberg did not make my list. So I think they always snub at least usually. Sometimes I'll go with the five at DGA, but sometimes they'll snub at least one DGA guy. And I don't know why I have in this back of my mind Spielberg could be
It's been a while though since he's been
snubbed.
nominated though too.
It has been, and I think that could maybe
And then
affect
too,
it.
and then like you
Um,
can tell this is the last. This is the last one that he's really tried in a long time to actually direct.
yeah, absolutely. Because like
Since Lincoln.
the post wasn't really a directing type movie. The BFG wasn't.
No. I mean,
Or
like he's
you know
actually trying to
stuff.
direct. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Lincoln was the last one he really tried to direct. It felt like, you know.
yeah, yeah. I agree. So yeah, so Kenneth Branagh is my number three. At my number four is Paul Thomas Anderson.
He's my five.
Okay. Nice. So, um, my number, I just think Paul Thomas Anderson did such a great job, and it's one of his best directed movies. So, um, I'm very into uh, seeing if he gets a nomination. So, and I think he will. So, my number five. This is the one I have for placing Spielberg. I had Spielberg in there this morning, and maybe it's just because I just finished watching this movie. But this guy got in for the BAFTA. There could be that weird thing where it's like another round type
Oh
thing where that
yeah.
gets in for director or something like that, or some crazy
What
thing.
if it's Miranda that gets in?
What if it's what?
What if it's Miranda that gets in?
Miranda. Oh, Lin-Manuel
Lin-
Miranda. It could. Didn't he get a DGA nom for like debut
Yes.
feature or something like that? So yeah, he could easily get in. I had him as if I was to have him somewhere, he would be like the number seven
He'd be my
slot.
number six. Number six, I think. Yeah, you know. Wait,
Um,
no. Paul Thomas Anderson's my five. Then Lin Manuel is my six.
my number five right now, I have the same guy Hamaguchi from Drive My Car. I think that this film, if it performs as well as I have it here, then I think that it's clear that we have a uh, that the critics have a massive say in the Oscars because this is a critics' darling right now. It's getting critics awards everywhere, and so I feel like and Hamaguchi's been getting director in a lot of critics circles. So I feel like that this just there's something in the back of my mind that this could be that guy from another round, and this could sneak in there for director. But we'll have to see come tomorrow. Um,
Tomorrow for me.
yeah. Uh, tomorrow for me too. It's
No,
10. Oh no. It's 1:09 a.m. So yeah, today for me technically. Um so yeah, again, my top five. I've got Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza, and then Hamaguchi for Drive My Car. So
me, Jane Campion, Denis Villeneuve, Steven Spielberg. And then like I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna put let me look up the name for it.
Julia Ducournau. Oh,
What?
I said Julia Ducournau. I really wish no.
I
she's
wish.
not.
No, Sian Header.
Oh, you think Sean Hedder could get in there?
Yep.
She won at Sundance, but that's
And
her.
then number five, I had Paul Thomas Anderson.
Okay, nice. So Kenneth Branagh is not in your list anymore.
No. You know what else too though? I could
What?
see though. What do you think about though? Where's Guillermo del Toro on your list?
Guillermo del Toro is like number 8, I'd say, because I have Spielberg 6, Lin Manuel Miranda would be like 7, and then I have like
Is it a horror movie though?
number 8. No, it's not. It's
Nightmare Alley?
it's a noir.
Oh, okay.
That's what confused everyone because it's called Nightmare Alley and the trailer looks like a horror movie. So it's kind of mismarketed, but it's actually more of a noir movie.
Oh, because John Campbell actually had Kate Blanchett getting in.
She was good, but honestly, I actually preferred Rooney Mara.
No.
film.
I mean, like he either over like Ingenue Ellis.
No, I don't see that. I think that was just I think that was Lupita Nyong'o and Us, where it's like a one-time SAG thing or something like that. I don't think that's gonna play in the Oscars, but we'll have to. Well, we'll see. So so that's my 5, and now we are getting into Best Picture. Man, this is kind of crazy and all over the place, and man, like I kept on putting films in and out, in and out, in and out. It was kind of crazy.
That's what she said.
Eh, um, but my number 1 top choice for Best Picture, the biggie of them all, and there are 10 this year, guys. There's gonna be 10 going forward. So we have The Power of the Dog at number 1.
Me too.
Yep. I just think that it's won the Globe, and I don't think people expected it to win the Globe because that wasn't going to be their style movie, but it won the Globe and it's won critic circles. I think that it's such a big and it's a return for Jane Campion. She hasn't directed a movie in like 8 years, I think. Something crazy like that, or maybe a little bit over a decade or something. She's been out of the business for a while. She comes back and delivers this, and so I think that Power of the Dog is definitely going to get in. Number 2, I have the other Golden Globe winner, West Side Story.
That's my number 2 also.
Nice.
I don't think we're going to, I think that once the 3 starts, we might be different. So
you think what?
I think once the 3 starts, we're going to go different, I think.
Maybe. Well, we'll find out. My number 3 is Belfast.
That's my number 4.
Ah, so we are a little bit different. Nice. And what's your number 3?
Coda.
Coda is like Coda is my number 5 actually, but yeah, that I could see it being in the top 3 discussion because it's getting in. It's getting in everywhere. It's
We remember like in April, like when we had to talk about when we have to talk about like we don't see Coda going very far.
Yeah,
I was talking about it as a real Best Picture contender.
And me as someone who saw it out of Sundance, I was telling you, I was like, that was back in January of 2021. I was telling you, I was like, dude, Coda just saw this. This should be a Best Picture contender. I don't know if it's going to be, but it's too early and yada yada. I was like, but it should totally be a Best Picture contender. Now we're here, so that's great. I love it, and that's very rare for films to come out of Sundance like that.
Yeah, because like one of the biggest Oscar winners ever too came out earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
You know when it came out though? Valentine's Day.
Oh wow. Uh, and yeah, there are rare exceptions like Grand Budapest Hotel came out February, stuff like that. So there's definitely and I think Get Out came out early too. So like
Yeah,
there's
Get Out was great.
there's definitely some exceptions there. Um, but to me, Belfast, it's been getting in everywhere. It's a sure bet to get nominated, and I have that number three. Number four, I have this at number four because it won Best Film at National Board of Review. And now I know National Board of Review can be different from the Oscars. It doesn't necessarily predict the Academy Awards, um, but it is always a good sign that your film is going to get nominated. And so number four I have is Licorice Pizza.
Ooh, that's my number. That's my number 5.
All right, nice, nice. Um, it's so well made. It's so well crafted. I think it's one that, despite the controversy, I think is still like rising in popularity. And now he's re-releasing it in 70 millimeters, so more people will have a chance to see it. Um, so it's like I think it's gonna really kill it come nominations time. So what number were you on? You were on number 5, right?
Number 4, remember?
Oh yeah, you're on number 4.
Belfast.
Belfast, nice.
Belfast is my number 4.
That's a
Only because I think Belfast is slipping a bit.
yeah, I think so. I think its September release isn't helping it. I could see it kind of losing it because when it first came out, everyone thought it was front runner status, and now it's like
Now people are saying
still
it's
up in there.
okay.
Yeah, I could see it kind of slipping. Um, my number 6, because I already said 5 is Coda.
And I said
Which
5 was, Licorice Pizza. Number 6 is what?
number 6 for me is King Richard.
That's my 6.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I think King Richard, it's the heartwarming, story, super heartfelt. I think you're going to see King Richard. A lot of people are probably going to put this at their ones, their threes, 2 slots, stuff when they're voting.
I don't think it's.
This is going to be.
I don't think it's there, but it could. No, I mean it'll get nominated for sure. It's already basically a lock. Basically, our
Absolutely.
top 8 are basically locks to get nominated.
Yeah. Then the 9 and 10 is interchangeable, but number 7 I have as Dune.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dune though. So that's my number 7 too.
All right, nice. Yeah, because I think it's like Mad Max Fury Road this year. It's been getting in everywhere. It's gonna dominate. I think part 2 could win, but I don't think Dune has a chance of winning yet because it's just part 1 of a story. It's not part 2. There's still more to come.
Yeah, because
Um,
plus I actually think this is way better than Mad Max Fury Road.
well, for me personally, Mad Max Fury Road is better, but
Because
I do
how
love,
I'm a big fan of it.
yeah, but I do love. I still love Dune though. The number 8. I have Don't Look Up.
That's my 9.
Wow. Okay. I have the reason I have Don't Look Up at number 8 is because it's been getting in everywhere. It's gotten in for the Globe, Critics' Choice, the SAG Ensemble, didn't it? Get SAG Ensemble? Yeah, SAG Ensemble, I think. It got, it got in um at the BAFTAs. It's been getting in everywhere. And so I put Don't Look Up at number 8 because I feel like it's a lock at this point. So why is it your number 9?
I just think that the film before it is actually, like a semi contender. Now, like I could see Don't Look Up, since it's an older crowd, even though that they do love Adam McKay, it's an older crowd a little bit still, so they can be turned off by it, but they'll still like enough to get nominated. But my number 8 is actually Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom is my number 9. So
I literally kept them switching
interesting.
back and forth,
Yeah, I kept switching them back and forth too, but I figured that Don't Look Up is like Netflix's most popular movie right now, so like that'll help it because people, it's like, a lot of people have seen it, so that means that it has that good chance. But I still have Tick Tick Boom at 9. I still think that Tick Tick Boom is a possible Best Picture um, contender. So
If it wins, though,
what if Don't Look Up wins?
Best Picture.
Oh Lord, what
It'll go
what
down as the worst Best Picture winner ever.
what would you do if it won Best Picture?
How go? Fuck no. Or one time like this how much I care about the Oscars. One time I actually had a nightmare that Streep got an Oscar nomination for it.
Oh Lord, please don't make it happen. I know she's a street monster, but please don't make it happen, guys. Um, so I'm very curious to hear what your number 10 is.
Oh, see. I would love this, but though I don't think it'll happen. I'm gonna go with the Hail Mary and put in Lights Up in Washington Heights.
What the fuck? Why are you putting in the Heights in there?
That's my Hail Mary. I almost went with Cyrano, but I said, actually I'll put in Cyrano. Cyrano's better than In the Heights to me.
Okay.
Cyrano has a better chance, I think, is because like it got the Academy Award. I mean, it got the Golden Globe nomination, right?
Yeah,
And it did get the Best British Film nomination.
it did get that too.
Wait,
So
though, we're forgetting one though that could get in for number 10.
what?
It's a me, House of Gucci.
Oh yeah, I was thinking House of Gucci because um I was contemplating House of Gucci because that got in at the SAG Ensemble. Nobody saw that coming, and SAG Ensemble can be a big deal for Best Picture nom, and it got in for BAFTAs at for Best British Film. So
So yeah,
um
so I think I'll put in final thing. House of Gucci gets in. It's because like I just do not think that there's enough passion for In the Heights or
yeah,
Cyrano.
yeah, I see
And there
that,
is passion though for.
and I'm gonna switch it up from you. So you'll have House of Gucci, and I'll have something else. But I do want to throw in some honorable mentions that I had, like
Yeah, me too. Like mine,
um,
like Mass should be there.
and ones that, as far as that I think are going to that have a good shot at being nominated. Nightmare Alley got in for the Critics' Choice, so it's possible that Nightmare Alley could sneak in here and surprise. Um, Being the Ricardos, that got in at the PGA.
That could,
You know,
yeah.
that could easily, but usually PGA does like all but one or something like that. So I'm interested to see if they do all 10 or if they're going to do all but one. But for me, I don't have either of those in. I'm going to do with the one I saw tonight, which is Drive My Car. Been getting in at all these critics circles. It could be the parasite of this year, to where it pops in there and people are like, obsessing over it
What
and
if it wins?
loving it. I think that would be a huge deal if it wins. That would be pretty. I think it would show that you can still make 3-hour films like work because, um, but like Drive My Car, I know that some people are going to be thrown off by that
It's
runtime.
not online, is it?
I don't think it is. I had a screener for it. I'll have to
I was
see if it
looking and I
is.
can't find it.
So I don't think it is, but yeah, but Drive My Car is my 10th slot. So So it'll be interesting come Oscar morning, guys. So my number one I have is Power of the Dog.
Me
Number
too.
two, my number two I have as West Side Story.
Me too.
Number three I have is Belfast.
Number 3 is for me is Coda.
Number four for me was Licorice Pizza,
Me too.
and then number five for me was Coda.
Number 5 for me was Dune.
Nice, and then number six for me was King Richard.
Same.
Number seven for me was Dune,
Number 7 for me was Belfast.
and then number eight for me is Don't Look Up.
Number 8 for me is Tick Tick Boom.
Number nine for me is Tick Tick Boom,
Number 9 for me is Don't Look Up.
and then number 10 for me is Drive My Car.
And number 10 for me is House of Gucci. So we'll see you guys, butt crack early for me.
Oh yeah, and still somewhat early for me too, but we will be starting the stream at 8 a.m. so we can get ready, or at least I'll be waking up at 8 a.m. and then I'll start, maybe kind of getting the stream ready then ahead of time. So then it starts at 8:18, and then we can kind of start to be prepared for, you know, uh, and make any last minute things we want to change or anything, and then we can go into watching it live with you guys. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But this has been a long stream, guys, and my voice is strained, and
Mine almost.
I need energy tomorrow to scream and shout and freak out. And
But nothing like the Oscar experts.
oh yeah, well, it depends if they make certain snubs and they make certain
If they put an
choices,
end out, though,
that might make me freak out. Like,
imagine if Mask gets the most nominations, though, but it won't.
it won't. But if it
What if
did,
it does?
I would freak the fuck out. So happy. If Julia DeCornell gets in for director, which won't happen, I would freak the fuck out. If Kristen Stewart gets in for actress, if you get, Tatan for like best picture nom,
Well,
stuff like that, it'd be
I
amazing.
feel like they're like
Um,
when they do the shortlist, so they're being unfair sometimes, though, too.
What do you mean?
Because, it's basically saying, your film isn't good enough to be nominated if it's not on the short list.
Yeah, that's always been kind of weird to me. I never have liked this whole short list thing, but yeah, guys, we have a lot to look forward to tomorrow. So, um, we will see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. And be sure to sound off all your Oscar predictions in the comments below. Let us know what you guys have as your picks or your personal picks, or whether it's picks for you guys to win, or actually you think could be nominated. So throw those down in the comments below. If you guys want more awards coverage, be sure you like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. One of the best places you can go to for awards coverage. So we will see you guys tomorrow. And until next time,
Stay classy.
stay classy, my friends.